Bentley and Devin are building a multi-million-dollar home, from an empty lot all the way to a fully finished house in just 6 months.
I think if we don't sleep, we're fine.
From excavation to foundation to framing to the final design, this is every step of the process, start to finish. If they pull it off, they could win Judge's Choice at the Parade of Homes, the top prize for builders, an award that would change their business and their lives, proving they can handle the biggest and best homes out there. But building a first-place home with custom, show-stopping features in less than half the usual time is no small task. With the clock already ticking and their careers on the line, this is build or bust. First, Bentley and Devin have to decide where to build their parade home. They found a lot with undeniably beautiful views, but that's about all they agree on.
This is the perfect lot. Valley views out the back, out the front you have this beautiful mountain. You have views 360. It is perfect. I already had it staked, might be jumping the gun. Devin might have some issues with it, but we are gonna try to build a beautiful home on it. And I'm pretty sure with our skills, we can get it to work.
This is gonna be a beautiful lot. It'll have nice views, but there's definitely gonna be some challenges in construction, especially trying to get footings on native soil. We're gonna have some things that are gonna need to be figured out that you wouldn't have to do if you had a nice, flat, even lot.
What makes this lot nice is the fact that it slopes back here. So these stakes here are the front of the house. So the house is gonna sit here at the front. So then the back of the house, it slopes down. So we're gonna have a walkout basement, which who doesn't love a walkout basement?
I really hope we don't have to bring in any engineered fill in order to make it work, but honestly, after looking at it, we'll have to see.
When we're building a spec home, we definitely have to pick the best lot. If we can't sell this, we shouldn't be building homes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I'm gonna pass all the problems because this isn't a perfect lot to build on.
My biggest concern about this is, I mean, just look at the difference in height from, I mean, this is the top corner, right? And we're looking from here, and you look down there to the low corner over there. I mean, look how far down that is. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a normal 10-foot basement. Not only are we sloping this way, but we're sloping that way. We gotta figure out that corner, but then we have this corner that we have to worry about too, because now we have all this dirt here. But if you're wanting to do a walkout, I mean, where are we gonna retain this dirt?
Location is everything. And this lot has valley views, mountain views, and the floor plan we have for it is super unique, none like it that I've seen in Utah. But we do have to make some modifications because the lot is sloped, which we will. We're gonna go dive deep and get it fixed.
Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot.
With the lot staked out and the layout finalized, it's finally time to start digging. This is where it all starts.
So we're here today, beautiful Wednesday morning. We're dropping off the equipment. This is our excavation equipment over here. We're gonna get ready to start digging this hole. We'll be breaking ground soon.
It has taken way too long, but I'm so glad we're about to start this house.
Got the machine here ready to go. Dump truck is showing up tomorrow. Crew's getting here. We're getting ready to begin the dig.
Got all of our problems figured out, so now we can just build a beautiful home.
Well, I got the problems for the dig figured out.
N-E-O-O-M-G-G, let's go, you're the one for me. No, your man's bigger than I am, all my days he disagrees. Oh, speak easy.
With the basement hole finished, it's time for the first real test. Before they can pour the foundation, they have to pass an inspection verifying the ground is actually firm enough to support the house.
We just finished digging the hole. We've got a soils engineer coming to do a soils inspection on it. To let us know if we're good to pour footings. I've got footings scheduled this afternoon. I'm very nervous. I've got this schedule very tight, and I want to make sure that this goes well, because if we don't pass this inspection, I'm going to have delays and I'm going to have to push people back, and we're going to have to rework people's schedule. And right now, everything works for everybody. So if we really need this to pass. So we got bad news.
A little bit, yeah. These lots that are on slopes with fill pushed over them are always a kind of pain.
Oh yeah.
This soil probe, you can shove it way down up to here. So this fill that's sitting on top is just not very stable. It's loose. It's loose. It's not good fill. It hasn't been put in properly, and so it's it does need to be removed.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear. Might have to end up calling off my footing guy because we're not going to be ready in time, and I hate doing that.
What we just discovered is we have some fill dirt here, which imagine if I decided to dig a hole somewhere else and I just piled all that dirt from that other house onto this lot, and then I'm just going to have a top layer that's extremely loose and it's not compacted. Trying to put a foundation and a footing on that would be extremely dangerous. So we have to dig down till we find native soil. Once we have that compacted soil, then we're going to put engineered fill to bring it back to the level where we wanted to initially put the house. And then from there we can set our footings and then our foundation walls and build up from there. Because there's some fill dirt here, we literally just lost a week, which sucks.
So we're looking at pretty close to, I would say, ballpark $5,000.
Just lost $5,000 today.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? We could have just taken $5,000 and just put it in a barrel and burned it.
You get some benefit. I mean, I do sleep a little better knowing it's on gravel and not on native.
I'd rather sleep on $5,000 than
$5,000 will get you a new mattress.
I guess the other thing is that we're delayed now.
That's the hardest part about this whole situation. It's not the $5,000. We can make up to $5,000 in a budget somewhere else. The $5,000 is nothing. It's peanuts in construction. But the time delay is something we don't have.
The worst thing is, yeah, snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, then we're out another
Could
week.
Be another week, yeah.
This could be the domino effect.
This could be the...
That makes it so we don't get in the parade because it could be just week after week, delay.
It could. This could be the nail in the coffin.
That soils inspection was a blow to our momentum, and I got to dig deep, figuratively and literally. I got to hit this native soil, and we're going to do everything we can to make up the time. Any time that we lose, we'll make it up, and we're going to make this parade. Hell or high water, we're making the parade.
We got the permit picked up. I came here to find out what the best location is for this because we have an inspection scheduled for Wednesday. The soils engineer told us last week that we needed to fill with 3/4 inch engineered fill. They just barely dropped off some loads. They're just getting it spread out. And then once it's all compacted and ready to go, we're ready to form up the footings. Tomorrow it looks like rain. So hopefully by the end of the day, we can get some blankets down. Ultimately, if we could just get the footings, those are the primary concern for this week.
There we go. Keeping our baby warm at night. Gotta keep the snow off the ground where our footings will sit.
Okay, so we're out here this evening. What we're doing here is we have to put blankets down. They're gonna trap the current heat that's in here, and then overnight when temperatures drop and they get close to freezing or below freezing, these blankets will help from the frost getting into the ground. If you go to pour a footing and there's frost in there, you're gonna trap that moisture. And if you have moisture and dirt together, that causes settling. And that's something you don't want on a brand new house. It doesn't always work 100%, I mean, depending on the temperatures, but thankfully tonight, we shouldn't get below freezing. We get close, but we shouldn't get below. We cover the whole basement, particularly where the footings are going to be located, and we try to keep it warm overnight and keep the weather off of it. We're done here today. We've got as many blankets as we have. We have the soils engineer coming back tomorrow. He'll be here tomorrow morning to kind of take a look at our work to see what we've done, make sure that the engineered fill we brought in is going to be sufficient, make sure we've hit native soil in the areas that was needed to, and hopefully he gives us the green light and we're ready to pour. If that isn't the case and we have to adjust some things, that may cause some delays for us.
The pain's gonna be worth it because this house we're doing things that nobody's done. And I know this because we're having to specially manufacture it in-house to make it happen. And it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be worth it though. I'm really excited. The journey is gonna be epic. Well, looks like you pulled off a Hail Mary.
Yeah, barely.
You literally didn't give them any time.
No. Yeah, all the cards have to fall into place. Every single one of them, not one can miss.
After fighting through the soil issues, Bentley and Devin have finally scheduled the next step for tomorrow, pouring the foundation. First up is the footings that define the layout of the entire home and carry the weight of everything above it. And this is where the actual house starts. No longer just dirt and digging, but the moment the first pieces of the structure go into place.
Let me see if I can get this done. I'm hoping to have this done by today.
Or so they thought.
We got problems.
What kind of problems?
We have to pull out 1.5 foot. It doesn't hit native.
It's supposed to pour tomorrow, and the storm's coming in tonight.
Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble because we have to wait till it thaws out. We may have just lost 2 weeks on this.
If the excavator comes, do you think it can happen?
He said he was going to look into it. I asked him if I need to push the foundation guy or if I can keep him on schedule. And he said, give me a minute, let me make a few phone calls. I might be able to get a guy up there right now. And if he can, then we'll make it. But if he can't, we're in a lot of trouble.
Oh, that's great news. Thanks, Devin. Thanks for ruining my morning.
Just on that upper section, yeah, pull it away, dig it down, and then he said, just make sure we take, snap photos and video, and we should be good. And we may need more, more fill, obviously, 3/4 fill. I feel a lot better now. I just got off the phone with the excavator, took a little bit of coaxing, took a little bit of negotiation, but we're able to get him up there. He's got boots on the ground now. We're digging away, and hopefully we won't lose any time. So we dug it down a 1.5-ish. The soils engineer has said that we have finally hit native. Now what he's asked us to do is to come in. He wants us to compact. We got this all compacted, vibrated, compacted. Now what he's going to do is he's going to take this fill, he's going to fill it back in, and then we will need some more delivered, and hopefully it'll be here first thing in the morning and we should be good to go.
Well, looks like you pulled off a Hail Mary.
Yeah, barely.
You literally didn't give them any time.
No.
It has to be back to back to back to back
It has
for this to work out right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, all the cards have to fall into place. Every single one of them, not one can miss.
While weather is not on your side.
I'm fighting weather the entire way through. I mean, basically we went from being ready yesterday, thinking, okay, we're good to go.
We got our blankets laid
We
yesterday.
got the blankets taken care of. We tucked her in. She's ready to go. And then all of a sudden, this morning, and now we got to redo it all. And the whole day it took to just get it all fixed and ready to go again. And then now we're back to square one. I feel like we took, 2 steps forward and then we took a step back today. While we take 1 step back, it's better than 7 step backs.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
There we go.
Overnight, snow blows over the wet soil. The remaining fill has arrived, but now they're racing the cold to lay it in time. If they don't, they lose their shot to pour today, and they fall weeks behind schedule.
We're here this morning. It's a race against the clock. We've got the engineered fill dropped off. We're getting it distributed and compacted as we speak. The foundation guy has called me, and he's concerned that he's not going to have enough time to meet it by 2 o'clock for the inspection and ready to pour if we can't have this done. So thankfully he's got it all distributed, put us a few hours behind. We were supposed to have this ready by around 9-10 o'clock. We're now looking at 10:30, 11, and if it goes much past 11, we'll be in a lot of trouble. So it looks like he's all wrapped up. It's 10:58. We got 2 minutes to spare. I gave the concrete guys a call. Hopefully they can get these forms for the footing put together and get them all ready to be poured and ready for inspection by 2 o'clock. We'll see how they can do.
What they're building now are the footings, the first structural step after excavation, and the base of the entire home. To shape the footings, they build forms, using boards to outline exactly where the concrete will go, making sure the footings are straight, level, and the right size before the concrete is poured. Along the edges, they pour continuous footings where the walls will sit. Inside, they place steel rebar and lift it off the ground so when the concrete is poured, the steel ends up in the middle, helping keep the concrete from cracking under pressure. In certain spots, like corners or areas holding more weight, they add extra support with spot footings. These are built stronger to carry heavy loads from beams and structural parts of the house. Not every part of the house weighs the same, so the size and amount of rebar changes depending on how much weight that section needs to hold. They also install something called a UFR, a long piece of rebar tied into the footing that the electrician will use to ground the entire home safely.
After we install all the rebar, then shortly our concrete will show up and we'll start pouring.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Back and forth with the bullshit. I know I said it before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention, so it might hurt to hit it.
So what are we doing today?
So we're getting ready to pour the walls by 1 o'clock. If we pass inspection, we should be good to pour the footing or the walls tomorrow.
The footings look good?
The footings do. We do have a little bit of an issue. It's in this back corner here, that door. If we don't retain it, we could potentially have steps coming up to the basement floor.
Yeah, you don't want that.
It would look pretty bad.
That'd look terrible.
No, yeah, having steps, having a staircase to your basement entrance, yeah, would look kind of funny.
I think we got this though.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can make it look good.
The stress is finally coming off now that we have those footings in the ground. Even though we had to fight storms, we got past it. And we have guys up there right now working on the walls so we can finish this foundation. Okay, to build the foundation wall, they have to connect rebar to the rebar that is in the footing to create a wall, and they do like a mesh, and then they'll put 2 forms on each side and then pour the concrete above, and that will create strength having rebar in the middle of the concrete wall.
Looks like we're passed. We're ready to pour walls. They're gonna go ahead and get the pump trucks ready and get the concrete here, and then they're gonna go ahead and start filling these forms in all with concrete.
Well, your left hand's free and your right hand grip with another left hand watches right and slip. Schwartz is gone.
Can't believe we made it. We got a footing in the ground. There was tons of challenges, but we did it, which is a huge step in us being able to make the parade. I mean, there are a lot more hurdles ahead. We'll see if we make it, but we'll get go have Thanksgiving tomorrow and have a little bit of peace that we made the first big step, and we're not having to fight weather next week.
Well, your left hand's free and your right hand grip with another left hand watches.
It's been a challenging week this week, but thankfully our subcontractors pulled through. Even with having to dig down an extra 1.5 feet than we originally anticipated. They got the work done, they got in there. The footing's now been poured, the walls are now in place, and you can really start to see this home take shape. Now, this is not going to be the only challenge that we're going to face, and as builders, I look forward to any obstacle that this home has to throw at my way.
Look how we've improved this lot already. We are in a good place.
Winter is very difficult, just becomes that much more of a challenge.
A little celebration today, but we can't celebrate too much. I mean, we're still behind the 8 ball.
I'm not done yet.
Bentley and Devin have some serious time to make up if they're going to make it into the parade of homes. To do that, they'll need to use new equipment and new methods. Introducing the Rock Slinger.
It is a pretty cool piece of equipment. Not every day do we use this because this costs twice as much to backfill.
So why bring in this machine? The entire basement of the house needs to be filled with clean gravel. This machine shoots gravel into every nook and cranny of the foundation, distributing it evenly across the basement floor. That even distribution is crucial for backfilling. It creates a consistent base across the entire basement, so there aren't any weak spots. Clean gravel compacts tightly and allows water to drain away from the foundation, which helps prevent future issues. Using the Rock Slinger cuts the backfill time in half, but speed like this comes at a cost.
Let's burn some Benjamins today.
Yeah, if we want to be in the parade, that's what we got to do.
What would usually take all day is finished in just a few hours. Guiding the rocks into place with the flick of a controller looks almost effortless. They're off to a great start, but the day is just beginning. Today they've got Construction Wally on site, a vibrating compactor that presses the gravel down tight. Working in layers, it helps create a solid base that won't settle later on.
So our concrete flatwork guys are up there. They're gonna make sure that we made the ground nice and flat for them. They're gonna string line, and then they're gonna form up. They're actually gonna form up in our utility room, a built-in pan, which is gonna be pretty nice. And then in the garage, they're also gonna add rebar, which the rebar is gonna add extra strength for when the cars are parked there. It's crucial that they do this job, they take their time and do this job right when they do flat work, because it's gonna last the entirety of the home, and nobody wants a wavy or, scratchy looking floor from them not doing the concrete smooth.
So we'll just go straight up right there.
Sun is up and those forms are stripped. Little celebration today, but we can't celebrate too much.
Next, it's time to start digging the gravel back up. That's because trenches need to be cut across the basement for the sewer lines that will run beneath the concrete slab and connect out to the street. The trick is to keep the lines on a consistent slope, just enough to keep everything flowing in the proper direction.
Now we just gotta get the plumber in there and keep rolling. I think we're pretty dang straight. No, it's...
Before anything is installed, the layout is carefully planned. The foreman maps out where every line will go, not just for this level, but for the floors above that haven't even been built yet. To make that work, the plumbing is grouped into vertical lines called stacks, connecting bathrooms and fixtures from each floor into one system. Each pipe is carefully set to maintain that slope, making sure everything drains the way it should. Before anything gets covered up, the entire system is sealed and put under pressure. That way, if there are any leaks or weak points, they can catch them now, while everything is still exposed and easy to fix. Because once this gets buried in concrete, there's no simple way to go back.
So, this is our low point right here. It's where we stub out, and excavators will eventually tie into that with the sewer main that's out on the street. We have our toilet right over there. We have a kitchen, a laundry right here, and this is going to be the drain for that washer. It's kind of the gist of it.
With plumbing complete, the next step is pouring the slab. Forms are set to shape the edges, and a 4-inch layer of concrete will be poured across the entire foundation. It's a long process, and to get it finished in time, the crew will likely be working late into the night.
All right, so we're at plumbing, and now is when all of the behind-the-scenes magic happens. Well, in this case, the underground magic. A lot of this will be pipes that get put in that connect to the street that you won't ever see. Once we do this work and we position these runs, they will be encased in concrete, and it will be very difficult to adjust later. So it makes me very nervous when laying out the basement, because if a toilet's off or a sink runs off, then we have to cut concrete out in order to make it work. They're going to get this all laid out, and we're going to end up putting these pipes under pressure to ensure that there's no leaks moving forward. And once they do that, we can then encase everything in concrete and build our way up.
Before the concrete is poured, they add rebar in a grid pattern across the slab. Concrete is strong when it's being compressed, but weak when it's pulled or stretched. So this steel grid helps hold everything together and prevent cracking over time. This reinforcement is especially important in areas like the garage, where the slab will be under more weight from vehicles. Not every builder takes this extra step, but here, the focus is on building something that will last.
Just keep breathing. I can't help myself but stare. Double check for double meanings. I'm a man who's got very specific taste.
This stage of the is called backlit. Here, they use a slightly thinner mix of concrete so it can be worked and finished smoothly. This is the surface that will be walked on, and in some areas, it may even be visible, so getting a clean finish is important. They start with a vibratory float, which helps remove air pockets and settle the material evenly. In tighter areas, they switch to hand floats to carefully smooth out the surface. And as the area opens up, they bring in larger equipment, like power floats, to finish the concrete and give it that consistent, smooth look. The guys on site call it the concrete helicopter. Concrete doesn't just dry, it cures. Over time, it continues to get stronger as it hardens and bonds together. What they're pouring today will keep gaining strength for years, and a properly poured foundation like this can last for decades, even over 100 years. With the slab in place, the next step is damp-proofing the foundation. A protective coating is applied along the walls to help keep moisture from seeping through the concrete. This is especially important in areas where soil will be brought back up against the home, helping protect the foundation over time.
This lot has beautiful views, but the backyard is unusable. It's sloped in the abyss, but we're going to fix that. We're going to build a retaining wall that's going to retain the dirt so we can make the backyard nice and flat, and it's going to make it really usable and nice for anyone that has kids or somebody that just really wants to enjoy the backyard.
We do have a little bit of an issue. We have that apartment where you can walk out of the basement, right? It's in this back corner here, that door. And so if we don't retain it, we could potentially have steps coming up to the basement floor.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, yeah, having steps, having a staircase to your basement entrance, yeah, would look kind of funny. Thankfully, we've got tons of dirt from the excavation, so what we'll do is we'll backfill, and then we'll try and fill in a lot of this dirt back here to level out this backyard, and then we'll just have to retain it in that corner.
I think we got this though.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can make it look good.
To fix the slope, they begin building a retaining wall. Each section is set in place and carefully aligned, using string lines to keep everything straight and consistent. The pieces are connected to form a solid structure designed to hold back the weight of the soil behind it, with a little bit of whack-a-mole to get everything sitting tight. Once the wall is in place, they begin filling in behind it with compacted material. As they build up, they add layers of reinforcement, like geogrid, which extend back into the soil and tie the wall into the ground. This helps distribute the pressure and keep the wall stable over time, ensuring it can hold everything in place for years to come.
Look how we've improved this lot already. You can see here we have this retaining wall, which is going to create a lot better yard than having it sloped down. And I'm really excited that the homeowner is going to have a nice flat backyard. These roofs on the houses behind us don't affect the view at all, not in the slightest.
And just like that, what once was an empty hole in the ground is now a rock-solid foundation ready to be built upon. From the precision of the rock slingers with the backfill to the maze of underground pipes from the plumber, every step so far has been about building a home that lasts. But this is just the beginning. Now, with the stage set, we're ready to bring in the framer and go vertical with construction.
Nobody likes to point out their mistakes, but we overlooked this.
Every house, no matter what you do, you put it on plan and it changes.
Look at these windows. These framers went to town.
Every dream home starts the same way, with a concrete slab and a deadline. It's an unusually sunny day in December. Devin is on site overseeing the framing of the basement, and the clock is already ticking. First, all the lumber needed for the build is hauled onto the job site. Every board has been measured and pre-cut to rough lengths based on the plans for the house. Framers check the load to make sure nothing's missing, because if it is, the whole build slows down. But even with framing underway, one thing still threatens the whole schedule: Utah's unpredictable December weather.
We were very concerned about what the weather was going to do to us, to the point where we were worried that we were going to have to pull this house from the parade. With us having the weather we've had and with framers on site, it looks like we're going to be okay on the schedule-wise, and we're going to be pushing forward and try and get this into the parade. They're starting with the basement floor. They got to get the load-bearing walls framed up so that way they can get the floor joists put on top for the main floor. And then from the main floor, they'll go ahead and frame upwards up to the second floor, and then we'll put the trusses on.
They start by snapping chalk lines on the concrete. That shows exactly where each wall will go. It's like drawing a blueprint on the floor. Then they assemble the walls flat on the ground. It's faster and safer. They lay out the top and bottom plates first, then nail in the vertical studs. Those are what hold up the house. You'll notice openings for windows and doors already built in. That has to be done now, or you'll be cutting into your walls later. Once a wall is done, the crew lifts it up and bolts it to the slab. Every wall has to line up perfectly, or the floors above it won't sit right. It might look simple, but this part sets the tone for the whole build. If you mess up here, you'll feel it for the rest of the house. With the basement walls in place, the crew starts building the floor for the main level. They lay pressure-treated lumber where the wood meets the concrete. That keeps moisture from creeping in. Next come the floor joists. These long beams are spaced evenly to support everything above: walls, furniture, people, all of it. They add metal hangers to lock the joists in tight, then lay down subfloor panels. These are tongue and groove boards, glued and nailed into place so they don't squeak later on. This whole platform has to be flat, strong, and square, because it becomes the base for the rest of the house.
We're almost done with the main floor here. We got the basement all laid out.
You can see we have this dining area framed, and then you look, half of the floor is done.
With the main floor nearly framed and Christmas Eve just a day away, the crew's pushing to get as much done as they can before the holidays. There are only a few weeks left to finish framing, so the pressure's on. But even with a tight timeline, Bentley and Devin aren't just racing the clock, they're building something they believe in.
We need to build this home fast and efficient because it's an expensive spec.
And it does take a unique buyer.
Somebody that appreciates quality.
Yes, and that's the thing. We didn't cut corners, we didn't skimp. We used the best quality materials, but we over-engineered it for sure.
You know, the OSB flooring. People aren't gonna see that, but we know that that floor is gonna be a better floor because we paid the price.
Yeah. Well, after Christmas, these guys should be coming back. They'll be wrapping up this main floor and we'll be headed on to the second floor. Next week will be the biggest hurdle and the one that requires the most attention from us. We'll have 3 different subcontractors all working together simultaneously.
Oh, yeah, they love that. A lot of work to get to this point. The framers have really had to push themselves. So it's time for a needed break. And, you know, Christmas is right around the corner, so I'm flying to Ohio to see my in-laws. I'll be gone about a week, and the framers will still be working. So I'll be anxious, you know, to come back and see the progress of this house. It is New Year's Day, and these framers went to town. So they have most of the main floor, it looks like, framed. Actually, yeah, they have basically all the main floor framed. This is awesome. Look, this right here. Look at these windows. I'm 6'1". One thing to realize, I'm showering, and all the neighbors are gonna be able to see me if we don't have this special glass that we purchased, which is called Click Glass Smart Glass. So right when I press a button, the glass will go from transparent to opaque instantly. We're spending $10,000 for 2 windows. Nobody likes to point out their mistakes, but we overlooked this. These are too tall. When we bring this window down, the view out these windows are going to be incredible. Just like the windows inside the house. It would be a shame if we didn't make this fix. And that's the difference between, you know, a good builder and a great builder. When you see that something could be done better, you make the choice to change it. Even though it's gonna cost us money. We could probably sell this home without moving these 2 windows down, but we know that it could be better and we're gonna make the adjustment, especially because this is gonna outlive me. And so I think we're gonna sell it. I think it's gonna work out. I'm stoked to see this in the parade of homes. I mean, well, we missed the point of being able to cancel, so it's either we're gonna get kicked out of the parade for 3 years by not making it, or we make it and we're gonna have thousands of people walk through this home. I'm glad to see that the framers just kept going and going and going and framed this house faster than we could have hoped for. And that we're gonna make the parade. We made up time. Well, I shouldn't say for a fact we're gonna make the parade. There's still a lot to do between now and May. And we're behind every other builder that I've talked to. Every other builder in the parade of homes right now is ahead of us. That makes me a little nervous, but hey, I guess we like a challenge.
The first floor is almost completed, but this next step takes things to another level. Instead of just using wood, Bentley and Devin are adding something they've never used before: steel. First, the crew uses a forklift to carefully lift the beam into place. It has to slide between 2 load-bearing walls, resting on special supports called steel posts.
Here we are putting in our first steel beam ever. You know, my dad's been building for 30 years, and this is the first steel beam Bastion Homes has ever put in a house.
Once in place, they check the alignment of the beam from both sides, then anchor it with brackets and bolts. A beam like this supports heavy loads across wide spaces, especially in open concept designs. It's not something you see in every house. As exciting as the steel beam was, it's not the moment Bentley's been looking forward to the most. There's one feature that's been on his mind since the very beginning, and now it's finally framed.
Rapunzel balcony! I've been waiting for this moment. I'm just pumped. One of my favorite parts of the house. Dev, what are your thoughts?
This is gonna be sweet. This is a good centerpiece for the front of the house. You can just come out to the balcony and you know, you can say hi to your guests or whatever, tell them to come on in, walk
Hey!
up. Hey!
Come inside, come inside. Yeah. I'm more thinking about when, you know, your daughter goes on her first date and you're out here with the shotgun.
There you go, there you go. The major benefit is beneath us, not necessarily the balcony itself, but what the balcony provides below. You know, a nice enclosed entryway for your door, for your packages, where the guest doesn't have to stand out in the snow while you talk to them at the front door.
Oh yeah, it's so nice.
It's gonna be awesome.
The bones of the home are finally visible. There's a quiet satisfaction in seeing the house creeping towards its full stature. Not finished, not perfect, but finally real. But just because the shell is nearly done doesn't mean the inside is anywhere near it. Still ahead is the most complex framing challenge in the entire house, a custom groin vault that transitions seamlessly into a long barrel vault. A truly grand entrance for this one-of-a-kind parade home.
Framing's up and I'm ecstatic. Second floor is going up. I can't wait to see them put the trusses on next. We're doing a barrel vault here. We'll go downstairs and show you the problem we're having. Right now they actually have this framed as if it was going to be a framed wall continuing, but we want it actually opened instead of having a wall. This wall needs to be removed halfway, partially, to end right here.
These boards will have to be removed.
This
And
now
then-
becomes handrail.
Yeah, railing. These all have to stay. All of this beam that's carrying the steel has to, obviously will stay there, but from there over to wherever the flush is, will be railing here, and then railing that way.
That'd be so cool. So you're walking through this barrel vault, and then it's like open railing here.
To make it to where this is flush. That way, when you see the arch, it's all in one plane.
Oh, you don't want an arch that
Yeah.
goes this way?
It'd be weird. It like goes over and dies,
Yeah.
and like this just sticks out. Yeah,
That would look so awkward.
it'd be funny.
An open
So-
railing. You know, when using a 2D plan, you don't get to visualize this. So you don't get to see, it's harder to tell what we're trying to do when you just work off of 2D plans. 3D plans give you so much more detail. It helps you get the point across to the subcontractors.
Communicate the design.
Design and communicate, that's why we do 3D.
There's not supposed to be a wall there. This is supposed to be empty.
Let's remove it. Is that a pain?
Yeah. Yeah, but all we need to do is take this and have it follow the stairs.
Yep.
And then that way the railing dies on here, and it just dies at an angle.
See that? I brought my mom here, by the way, and she's like, "You can't be building this nice of a house and not finish the basement. People are gonna want to see the basement." I'm like,
Mom,
it's like you want
what
to
money? Bank ain't gonna give it to us.
construction notepad going on right there. You just grab a piece of scrap, and there you go. Devin's got to rush and go all the way to American Fork.
Pick up some stuff.
How many times have you had to go and pick up stuff from the lumberyard?
We're on our 4th time so far.
Fourth time? Which actually, that's not that much.
No, last time it was 13.
Well, out of all the subcontractors, you run around more for the framer than anyone else.
It does. They take the most material. They need the most stuff, and honestly, they can't continue their job without the material.
We are here at an exciting stage, which is the trusses are going to be on. Unfortunately, though, it's snowing, so hopefully the boys stay safe. I mean, putting on trusses can be dangerous. A lot of framing is, but this part, especially anything when you get on the roof. You'll watch videos on YouTube or anywhere where you'll see walls, framed walls get completely blown down. You know, you have these supports here, but they're not as good as the trusses. So once the trusses get on, everything is way more secure, less you have to worry about. And we can keep this construction going even further by drawing it in. We're gonna truss the whole garage and actually the entire house today. So we're pretty stoked.
Hey. Good to see you. Come on in, let's go. Yeah! Let's go! All right, okay. All right, does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit me. Get up, first shot, pimp strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is a party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We get out to the
Hey,
You go get more stuff for the framers?
always. There's always a few things we gotta grab.
Oh, it's cold.
Yes, cold out here today.
But look, despite that, look how big this garage is and nice it is. The fact that trusses are on it. Where's the door?
Oh yeah, there's no door. That's a problem.
So this room is a hidden room. No, you're not gonna know it's here. You know, every time I come here and I see this steel beam, it makes me excited. I don't know, it's just something about a steel beam in the house. Like,
It feels sturdy. Like when you look at that, you're like, oh, that's not going anywhere.
there's so much snow here.
Oh man, don't you sleep so much better knowing that we have the Avantech?
Yeah, the Vantech is nice.
We would have had to be out here at 6 in the morning shoveling all this snow off beforehand. Now we don't have to stress as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, we need to get the snow out of here.
We'll
but
get it out, but you don't have to worry about it.
yeah, having the repercussions of it, yeah. Hopefully by Friday, the framers can get the OSB on so we can keep the snow out of the house here.
Not to mention, it'd be nice when we could walk up the stairs to get to the second story.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It'll be a lot nicer to be able to show people, you know, friends and family and stuff. Because I can't get my wife to climb that ladder.
That's funny, mine don't either. Came here and I'm like, come on, it's worth it.
Just get up there, you just gotta see it.
I promise it'll be worth it. As long as you don't fall.
Yeah, just don't fall, I can't afford it. So tomorrow's a big day. We're gonna be meeting with the framer. We're gonna be going over the groin vaults and the barrel vaults. We wanna go walk through, see what he has to say, see what he can do, and make sure he can get it done in a timely manner.
I'm worried about price.
I mean, that is the centerpiece, the showpiece of the house is right, you know, the stairs and the vaults.
Well, it has to be done right or else the sheetrockers are gonna have a hard time, you know.
We're probably gonna have a hard time anyways, let's be
mud-
real.
Mud can only cover up so much. One thing that we've done, actually several things, we just keep making changes to this pantry here. We decided to cut into the garage and add this much space from here all the way back here to give extra storage for whoever buys this house. Then a couple days later, we're like, how do we make it even nicer? So now we're gonna put a hole in here, open it up, put a little door so someone can throw groceries through. The little Costco door, because it is quite the hike to the pantry with this floor plan, so this will be a nice addition. Costco, here we go!
So we're looking at this room, we've made a few changes. This here area right in here was supposed to be a closet for this room. This was gonna be an additional bedroom if they wanted, or a closet with an office. We've since decided
The space is better utilized in the kitchen, making for a larger kitchen area. So we're gonna utilize this closet for the kitchen. This leaves this amount of space left. We're going to then take it and use it as a closet space for that laundry room right over here in order to have a broom closet. What this will allow us to do is put a table right here to be an office.
Or cabinets, baby.
Or cabinets to
have.
have.
A wall of cabinets. So they fixed this. They just opened this up.
It was a lot easier for them just to tack the wall together, get it up, put the floor on, and then come back through and cut out the spots that they needed to get opened up for the stairs.
It's a big problem here.
They need to put a door in. That's what that mark is there. We're missing that. The reason they haven't gotten to that yet is because we're going to be doing that groin vault that transitions to a barrel vault through here. You have a groin vault here, and then the groin vault continues into a barrel vault seamlessly.
You always gotta make things hard, huh?
I do.
This will be the first thing people see when they walk into the house, and it's the hardest part to frame. Most ceilings are flat, simple, straight lines. But in this house, Bentley and Devon are building two of the most complex ceiling types in architecture, a groin vault and a barrel vault, and combining them into one seamless structure. A barrel vault is the simpler of the two. Imagine taking a regular arch and stretching it like a tunnel, one continuous curve that runs down the length of a space. A groin vault is made by crossing two barrel vaults at a right angle. Where they intersect, they form a sharp X shape along the ceiling, creating four curved sections that rise up and meet in the center. It's a classic design used in old cathedrals, and it's tricky to build because the curves have to match perfectly on all sides. So just inside the front door is the groin vault. It connects the office on one side and the stairs on the other. Straight ahead, it transitions into a long, sweeping barrel vault that goes down the hallway, under the steel beam, and into the open kitchen and living room area. It's the kind of design that turns heads in a parade home. It also turns into a nightmare if even one measurement is off. Construction starts with the layout. The team marks exact points on the floor where every curve will land. Then they begin building the ribs, thin, curved forms made from layers of plywood, cut with precision. These ribs are the skeleton of the vault. They define the shape. Each rib has to match the next, and everyone has to be placed at just the right spacing. Too tight, and the curve feels wrong. Too far apart, and the drywall will sag later on. The ribs are up, and the team is 80% finished. But just as they start the final step, they clash with a big problem.
Disheartening to see. I wonder if he's going to try to tell me that it's not going to work. We'll see.
The arch runs straight into the top of the extra-large door frame. The original design was based on a perfect circle. But because the entryway is rectangular, that shape doesn't fit.
The aluminum door we ordered, which has side lights, ends up being too wide. It's getting clipped by that arch. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to widen this arch to where it's the full width of that hallway. And we just kind of flatten it in a way to where it clears. We'll go ahead and have the framers get going on it, and we'll see what it looks like.
The solution means rebuilding the whole thing from scratch. The vault must be completely ripped out. All new materials must be purchased, cut to the revised specifications, and installed all over again.
So I'm a little frustrated. This groin vault is becoming a lot more complex than what we initially anticipated. On paper and digitally, it was very easy to do and look at, but in the real life space, it's a lot more difficult. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go and tell the guys that we're gonna have to reframe this. We're gonna have to tear it all out in order to get the archway to work with all the variables. It's a bummer, definitely disappointing setback, but it's what's necessary for this house to be the best it can be. So this is all garbage.
Garbage?
So the truss, as they design it here, you know, it sits on that beam, because that beam that's carrying across that Rapunzel balcony up over there, if we were to frame it like it was originally planned, it would have hung down in the ceiling inside. Oh, so you would have had this like 2-inch lip on the ceiling, and it would have just,
that'd be ugly.
It'd look so bad. So we're just gonna go ahead and have them frame it up and make it look good. And unfortunately, in construction, you know, when you have situations and changes in order to make stuff look, you know, good or look right or built correctly, you end up having waste, and in this scenario, this is one of them.
What started as a few small adjustments snowballed into a full-blown avalanche. Walls came down, Trusses were tossed, and perfectly good material went straight to the dump. A chain reaction of shifting spaces, all the while materials piling up in the trash. And just when the storm started to die down, the finished carpenter showed up with a whole new list of changes.
All right, so this all looks fantastic. There's one thing that you probably haven't thought about code-wise on stairs. The width of your stairs is going to require double grab rails.
Double grab rails here?
Yes.
Bummer.
Anything over 4 feet wide.
I thought we were doing a good thing making the stairs.
Well, it's lovely, right? It's awesome. But you're gonna have anything over 4 feet wide. We have to have a double grab rail.
That's all right. I mean, it'll look grandiose. How many houses have 2 handrails? It's like one more thing.
So yeah, you're gonna be here, and then the next shelf would be right here, which would give you plenty of access for both.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. You won't. Nobody does that. Hey, raise your hand up on that door.
87.
They did 7-0.
So what people don't realize is you get a taller door for cheaper than getting a 7.
They're special run, and they're not manufactured regularly, so they're not in stock. Let's just move that to 8-footers, because you go from an 8-foot is an average about $100 a door increase from a 6'8". But the moment you go to a 7-0, you're probably 150, 175.
Each door.
Each door. Because every house, no matter what you do, you put it on plan and it changes.
Oh yeah.
It's 99% of the time.
Especially on parades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
The framers aren't necessarily going to have a good day today because we just met with the finished carpenter and we have to have them redo the stairs to make it work for the handrail, to make it look good. Kind of hectic. Literally yesterday, the sheeting got finished, and then the roofer came the same within a couple hours to start drying in, which was wild. But yeah, framers aren't even finished here, and the roofer is on the job.
I know he's up there, but thankfully the two won't, usually won't get in each other's way now that those guys are done up there.
There's so many people here working, which is great. It's making it nice for us to get this house finished. We're gonna go tell the framer what has to be fixed. And it's unfortunate.
Yes, yeah. Part of the process, though, especially with parade homes.
Remember that $5,000 I've been upset about? This is going to cost probably $2,000 having all the changes we're making. Just in a change order, we're probably going to spend about $2,000. So just burning money left and right, not even on anything that adds value to the house, which is a real disappointment. But that's just construction and the world we live in.
Equipped with a long list of changes, Bentley and Devin get back to work. And number 1 on their list is the vault. The framers cut out new ribs and begin putting the vault back together with the newly corrected measurements. But as they approach the far end of the barrel, they run into another obstacle. Just before it reaches the kitchen, the arch runs into a dead end, the steel beam. It hangs just low enough to break the shape, leaving an abrupt lip that stops the flow of the curve. It's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. To fix it, the entire vault has to be lowered. The new shape has to land just below the beam so that the arch stays smooth and continuous from one end to the other.
Looks like a bomb blew up here. I feel like we're going backwards. We saw progression, the house was moving along, and then all of a sudden, now there's a bunch of changes that are happening that are taking longer than we expected, and we don't really have the time for it. As you can see, these stairs are completely ripped out. They actually had to rip out the landing. And then I was here with them Saturday, and they completely ripped out all the work that they did Saturday on this groin vault and barrel vault situation. We're just not progressing the way I hoped we would at this stage. I thought we got past some of the big hurdles with framing, but now we are going backwards. The HVAC guy's starting tomorrow, and this place is a disaster. There's no stairs. I am getting a little worried that it's not, that I'm gonna have my other subs pissed off because the home's not really ready when they're supposed to start. This is really disappointing. I can't believe that the arch is just not working out. The barrel vault, groin vault, it's just not coming together the way we need. I feel pretty down about it, you know, the whole team really just to have to keep building it and then tearing it down, building it. It's a lot of wasted time, material. But I really think, you know, when you're building a house like this and you're trying to, it's got to be perfect, there's going to be moments like this where it's very challenging, but we have the right team, which is what's really important when you're building a parade house, because you're going to have some challenges. You know, we're going to get in there and finish this vault and keep pushing this parade home forward.
And we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us, like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go.
Let's talk about the biggest problem, this. This is a nightmare. Nobody that's been involved with this barrel vault is happy. This will be the third time that we're gonna have to rip it down and rebuild it. It sucks.
Nah, can I kick it? Thank you. Yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week. Raw, time to go off, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. And my girl, she wanna.
Once the new ribs are up, it's time for blocking. Short boards are nailed between each arch. They lock the spacing, stiffen the curve, and turn the skeleton into structure. This is where the vault gets its strength and will give the drywall a surface to hold onto. And it's working beautifully. The vault flows. The transition under the beam is clean. This time, everything looks right. Until the arch collides with the top of the massive front door. Again, they thought they already fixed that, but lowering the vault created a new problem, and now it's ruined everything. They can't start over, not again. They take a step back and assess the situation. There's only one thing left to do, so they decide to play the last card they have.
This door is so wide that these corners, no matter how much we're flattening this out, it's clipping the corners. There's not really a good option here. We're kind of stuck. The only other thing we're gonna try and do here is see if we can get the door lowered. So we'll cut out the subfloor beneath here and set the door right on the floor joists. And that way we have just enough clearance to clear these corners. And literally 3/4 of an inch is all we need. So we're gonna give this a shot and see if it works.
It's aggressive, and it works. The curve clears, the line holds, and the vault finally stands. Everything fits together seamlessly. The final product is truly stunning.
We got the groin and barrel vault finished. It took like 4 or 5 times to get this right. Probably lost count, to be honest. But this is so nice now that it's done. And it's gonna be a real pain for the sheetrockers. But hey, we like a challenge in a parade home, right? The framing is finally finished. There were some really good parts. I really enjoyed putting a steel beam in a house for the first time, and I was super excited to stand on that Rapunzel balcony. And then there was some negative parts, which was definitely the stairs and having to do that groin vault multiple times. But we got through it. So now after this, we're gonna have to flood the house to get through 4-way. You know, subs are gonna work with each other and they're just not gonna like it, but they're gonna have to do it. Framers are here, we have excavators, HVAC, and then you got the plumbers right there. And every single one of those trades would rather be working on the job site alone. It's gonna be noisy, it's gonna be hectic, it's Monday! It is a madhouse with all these subs here. Wow, what a day, so cold, like 12 degrees. Framers are here, we have excavators here, HVAC, and then you got the plumbers right there. All in the same house, all at the same time. And every single one of those trades would rather be working on the job site alone. But instead, we have 4 different trades working on top of each other.
We're on such a tight deadline, you know, we just gotta have everybody there, all hands on deck.
It's gonna be noisy, it's gonna be hectic, it's Monday!
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night.
Now that the framing's done and I can stand in the house, it's even more overwhelming. I see that the HVAC guy's gotta finish, the electrician's gotta finish, the plumber's gotta finish. All these subs have to finish because we already attentively had to schedule the insulators and the drywallers. And if we don't make it and we have to push them back and it doesn't align with their schedule, we're gonna be completely derailed. And I don't know if we'll make the parade. So there's a lot on the line right now.
The HVAC crew is one of the first to show up after framing. Their job? Build the system that moves air through the house. Without it, no heat in the winter, no AC in the summer. It all starts with flat sheets of galvanized steel. First, they cut each sheet to the right size using special scissors called snips. Next, they bend the metal into shape using a big clamp called a brake. It folds the metal along crisp lines to make the sides of the duct. If the folds aren't straight, the whole system leaks or rattles. Once the pieces are folded, they attach the sides using connectors called S-locks and drive cleats. The pieces slide together and lock in tight. This creates an airtight box, what they call the main trunk line. Now they have to get this system through the house. That means cutting into the wood framing to make space for the ducts to pass through. They notch the edges of floor joists or wall studs, but only in very specific spots. If they take out too much wood, they weaken the frame, so they're extremely careful.
This HVAC guy, he literally keeps cutting his hands. It's like day 2, he's cut his hands both days. Keep asking him, why don't you wear gloves? He's like, well, if I cut my hands, all I gotta do is grab some super glue, grab a towel, and it boosts my immune system. I'm like, well, even if that worked, that's not the way I want to boost my immune system.
While ducts are being installed inside, something a lot less glamorous is happening out front. The crew is trenching from the road all the way to the house, making way for the main sewer line. This pipe is what connects the home to the city sewer system. Everything from sinks, showers, and toilets eventually flows through here. They get it done and the trench disappears. One more unseen system in place. One more step closer to closing this house in. The second the sewer line hits the house, the plumbers are already moving. No break, no buffer. They're loading in pipes and getting to work. They have to push their way in just for some elbow room. It's crowded, it's loud, but nobody wants to be the reason for a delayed or failed inspection. The plumbers start by mounting the main drain line along the basement ceiling. That's the pipe that'll carry waste from every floor out to the city system. From there, the system branches fast. Pipes are cut, glued, and locked into place. It's all done by hand, one connection at a time, but the layout has to be exact. They're building a system most people will never see, but one bad joint, one missed angle, and it all comes back to haunt you later. On the pressure side, they switch to flexible tubing. Water lines are run through the ceiling joists like veins, carefully drilled and clipped in with little black brackets to keep them tight and quiet. At the intersections, they use brass fittings, crimped tight with a handheld press that leaves no room for leaks. Some pipes go straight up to the next floor. Others angle off to reach future sinks, tubs, and showers. Each one ends exactly where a fixture will go, even if that fixture won't be installed for weeks. And it all has to be done now, because once the inspector comes through, this system needs to be sealed, pressurized, and perfect. In just a few days, they've built the entire circulatory system of the house, buried behind walls, but absolutely essential to everything that comes next.
One thing we like to do in our houses is in the garage, we actually like to put hot and cold hose bib, so then you can wash your car, spray this out, or you can use hot or cold in the garage. Super convenient, good place to have it. In most houses, we're gonna have is a 55-gallon water heater. What we have right here, this is instant hot water, and then also we have a recirculating pump on it, so that, let's say you're in the second story and you turn on the hot water, you're not waiting 2-3 minutes for hot water. So you should never run out of hot water if you have one of these. One thing every homeowner needs to know is where their main shutoff is. Let's say you're trying to hang that big TV you just got, and then as you're screwing it in, you hit a pipe, water starts shooting everywhere. This is where you'd run and go to and turn off to save yourself from more flooding.
While plumbing snakes through the rafters, HVAC crosses right behind, ready to split off the main trunk into branches of their own. The crew installs metal collars, round rings that attach to the trunk lines. These are connection points for the smaller ducts that feed air into individual rooms. Then comes the flex duct. It's lightweight, insulated, and designed to snake through tight spots, between trusses, above hallways, behind walls. Each one gets connected to a vent boot. Every boot has to be placed just right, not only for airflow, but to avoid blowing straight onto furniture or blocking trim. Once the drywall is up, you'll just see the grill, the face of the vent that clips onto the boot and controls the direction of the air. But behind that, there's a whole system doing quiet work to keep the house comfortable. While the supply lines push air into the house, the return lines pull it back. This is the intake side of the system, the part that keeps air moving in a continuous loop. Here's how it works. Air gets pulled in through return vents, usually placed high on the wall or low to the floor. It travels through large ducts back to the furnace, where it's filtered, then either heated by a gas burner or cooled by copper coils filled with refrigerant. From there, a blower fan pushes it through the supply lines and back into the house. Without return air, the system can't breathe. Airflow stalls and rooms get stuffy. With return air, the cycle repeats over and over, keeping the air clean, the pressure balanced, and the temperature just right.
It's a big relief. We're starting to see these phases of construction start to wrap up. The plumber's almost wrapped up with what he's doing. The HVAC guy is basically finished. And it's a big relief to us to be able to see these things go in. It's been a bit of a challenge. These guys have been working on top of each other, trying to stay out of each other's way while also moving very quickly. They've done a great job at it. They're almost to the end, and it's looking really good. They just have to fight the cold weather for just a little bit longer and get it all wrapped up.
Outside, it's barely 10 degrees, and inside, it's not much warmer. The fireplace is finally in place, another milestone for the build. But on a day like this, it just feels like a cruel tease.
Got this fireplace in today. I wish it was turned on. My hands are freezing. It'd be so nice. But hey, construction, you don't get what you want most of the time. And guess we'll just blister through it.
The cold isn't just uncomfortable, it slows everything down. Tools seize up, hands go numb, and crews start looking for warmer jobs. And with the electrician now on site, even more is at stake. Bentley and Devin are going to need all the speed they can get to finish in time.
I'm here at the job site today. The electricians are starting today, and the one thing they requested me is to tarp these windows. It's like 10 degrees, freezing out here. So I don't blame them, but it is a cost that we weren't expecting, but you want to keep your subs happy because you want this home to keep moving as fast as we can, and we don't want them to go on another job site. So here I am, we'll tarp this up, and it'll be good.
It's a small adjustment, but on a site like this, little things add up. Blocking the wind makes the space more workable, and once the heaters kick on, it starts to feel less like survival and more like progress.
This heater is going to be really nice for the subcontractors.
It's true, and having a good working environment, I mean, it makes a difference.
Yeah, I think the job will actually run smoother, faster, and maybe we'll get this thing built in time for the parade.
I'm hoping. We're cutting it close.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice seeing all the trades working smoothly. Things seem to be going a lot smoother now that we're closer to the end with these guys. We were able to get the heaters in, which made a big difference for the subs. You know, they're people like me and you, and their hands and fingers and joints get stiff when it gets really cold. And now that we have the heaters in there, it should warm them up and hopefully make it a little bit easier, a little more enjoyable work environment for them. The next trade that we have coming in is the electrician. He's coming in to do all of our electrical, low voltage, all the accent lighting, things like that. We always have him start after the other trades, you know, specifically the plumber and the HVAC guy, mainly because it's a lot easier for him to move around and work around those trades than it is the other direction. Having the plumber try and do hard pipe around the electrical and having the HVAC guy try to run trunk lines around electrical is just a lot more difficult for them, and they end up having to cut wires, and it just makes more sense for the electrician to be able to work around them. So he always comes in after. He's going to be here starting soon. We just need to get him to wrap up the electrical, and we need to get the windows installed, and then once we do both of those, we'll be ready for inspection. The electrician is getting ready to get started, going for four-way. In order for him to get his lights in the place that he needs all the information from us. In the kitchen, we have a beam layout going through here. It's a little complex because it's got to line up with the cabinets, and not everything's really spaced evenly, so we're gonna have to draw it out on the floor for him so he can shoot a laser up to the ceiling and determine where he's going to put his light. In the living room, we're gonna have a complex configuration of diamonds and circles. We need to be able to lay this out so he knows where each one of those is and he can space his lights accordingly. And then in the master, we have 4 beams going in that are all gonna be lit up, and he's gonna be doing some low voltage lighting in those beams. And so he's gonna need to know exactly where they are so he can locate and position his wires accordingly. Our guy Clayton, he's gonna be here marking it out with me today. We'll get him going, lined up, and get started.
In this house, the electricians aren't just pulling wire, they're shaping how it'll feel to live here. They've got a layout from the designer, showing where every switch, outlet, and fixture should go. But how those wires actually get there? That's figured out on site in real time. They're marking the floors, tracing lines across studs, and adjusting as they go, because with all the beams, cabinetry, and ceiling features in this home, the plans only get you so far. They pull solid copper wire from the panel, feeding it through studs and ceiling joists, stapling it down, labeling each run, and leaving coiled tails for the finish crew to hook up later. At each stop, wires are twisted together inside black plastic junction boxes, connecting power from the breaker panel to switches, lights, and outlets. The connections are capped tight, checked, and double-checked. And it's not just lighting. This is the phase where they rough in for smart switches, low voltage lighting, and anything else that'll live behind the walls once the house is done. But with a custom house like this, there's bound to be challenges the plan doesn't see coming. In the kitchen, on the most important wall in the room, a single light fixture needs to land exactly between the range hood and the cabinets, dead center at 46.5 inches. But when the electrician goes to mount the box, there's a problem.
I need to fix that box. It's 46.5 is right there. Just a scotch, but I don't know if you can with this pipe here. You may not be able to. I'm worried that's not going to be centered how we want it. It's like 47, it's like a ½ inch off.
It's only off by ½ an inch, but in a 2-foot space, it's noticeable, especially in a spot this visible. For a second, it looks like there's no fix. But after a few careful adjustments, they're able to shift the box, just enough to clear the pipe and hit the mark. It's easy to overlook electrical work in a framed house. There are no finishes, no flash, but this phase is essential. The way electricity flows, how zones are divided, where power lives, it all gets locked in now. And when it's done right, no one notices. The light just turns on, and everything feels like it's right where it should be.
The window guys are here. They got these massive windows we're about to install. It's gonna be nice to keep that cold air from coming in. Not to mention, I just am excited to look out and actually have glass. Every sub's gonna be happy about it, and I'm especially happy about it.
This is one of the moments that makes everything feel worth it. The windows are going in, and they're massive.
I like you, I do. We went over to France and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do. Oh girl, I know you only like it fancy, so I pull up in that Maybach candy. Yeah, your boyfriend will never understand me, cause I'm about to pull this girl like a hammy. Let's take a little tip, little lady. Hit PCH 180. Yeah, I've been thinking lately that I need someone to save me. Now that I'm famous, I got go around me, but I need a good girl. I need someone to ground me. So please be true, don't fool around with me. I need someone to share this heart with me. Feel you are, then run it back again. Oh girl, I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I hit you in a lane, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went over to France and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do.
Inside, every wall is still open, exposing the wires, pipes, and ducts that power the whole home. And now, it all has to pass one critical test, the 4-way inspection. Electrical, plumbing, HVAC, and framing, every system has to be visible, accessible, and perfect. If even one thing's out of place, it can hold up everything behind it. Drywall is standing by. So are the insulators. The schedule is tight, and this inspection has to go right the first time, or the entire build slows down.
So, you got inspection today?
They're still wrapping up. We got a bunch of subs on site. Hopefully they can get it done before the inspector gets here, but city doesn't do timed inspections.
Oh, that sucks. So you have to just stand around here all day?
Well, yeah, if we want to be here to see what goes on, then yeah, that's essentially what you'd have to do, is you got to be on site all day. We just got to go as fast as we can and hope for the best.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we just finished our inspection. I just walked through with the inspectors. I'm kind of disappointed with our results. We didn't end up passing 4-way inspection. There's a lot more items than I originally anticipated. A total of 26 different items that we have to go over and take a look at. Sets us back a day or two. We're going to have to call the insulator, push them back, and call the sheetrocker push and have him push back as well. We'll re-inspect as quick as we can. We're going to try and bust out these items as fast as possible, and we'll go from there.
With the house still open and every system exposed, now's the perfect time to capture it all. The team brings in a 3D scanner to create a full digital model of the home, accurate down to the inch. It logs every stud, every pipe, every wire, locked in place forever, even after the walls go up. Later, when someone needs to know what's behind the drywall, they won't have to guess. They'll just pull up the scan and find exactly what they need. It's a tool that saves time, money, and headaches. And on a project this complex, it's worth every second.
We're here, we just had our re-inspection for a 4-way, and we were able to get most items done. The only thing left that we're missing, we have a broken truss up here that we just need to scab the other side of, and we should be good to insulate. It definitely feels a lot better than it did a few days ago.
That big old 26 item list.
Yeah, we got to make up a couple days now, on top of the other time that we still got to make up. But I think at least it's doable. At least, you know, we can keep moving forward and keep guys busy. Feels a lot better for sure.
Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit me get up. First shot, hip strut walking, a little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy ya. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Can we go back? This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Can we go back? This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me, go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week. Raw, time to go up, gone, deuces goodbye. I got a world to see, and my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer, nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people. Now, sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching.
Can we go back? This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment, tonight is the night.
Weeks ago, framing the vault was one of the most challenging parts of this entire build. Now, with drywall finally going up, it's time to finish what they started. But putting flat drywall on a curved vault isn't easy. It starts with careful measurements, mapping out where each sheet will land and how much flex each one needs to fit the curve. The drywall sheets are softened with water, worked over with sponges until the core relaxes just enough to allow a controlled bend. While the sheets are still damp and flexible, They're lifted into place and slowly pushed into shape, pressed tight against the framing ribs that define the curve. Dozens of screws lock the sheet into position, holding the curve as it dries and sets. With each panel secured and trimmed, the vault is finally closed in. The shape that lived on paper, then in framing, now exists in full dimension. And it's not just the vault. In a matter of days, the crew has insulated and hung drywall across the entire house. The bones of the build disappear, and the living spaces start to reveal themselves. After weeks of crowded trades, constant coordination, and schedule pressure, the structure is built. The systems are buried. And now, for the first time, it starts to feel like a place someone will actually live.
This is exciting. It's nice to really see the inside take shape. Look at the ceiling. It's so tall. I love it. And these rooms feel so open. You know, they came in here and got this done so fast. Just a couple days, they had this entire house hung. And they did a really good job on the arch. This arch is really turning out. I am so excited to see it drywalled. Actually, they got it wet to make it so it would bend easier, and then they bent it, and then they just put tons of screws in. As you can see, they'll be spending a few hours trying to cover all these screw holes. They're gonna come here and then they'll tape these joints here, and they'll put mud, they'll put corner bead on, cover up all these screw holes, and then after that, they will come and texture the walls, and this house is gonna start looking nice.
That first failed inspection set us back quite a bit. We had the sheetrocker and insulator both scheduled, and when one is thrown off, it starts to act like a domino effect where it starts affecting every other trade down the line to where it can really have a detrimental consequences on the schedule. Now that they're here and they're wrapping up what they're doing, it's like putting a lid on the box, so to speak. All of the functional parts of the home are now going to be covered up. It's going to look like a house. It's very relieving to see that happen. When that takes place, we will no longer have any inspections all the way up until final inspection. We're at the edge. We have lost all buffer time left on our schedule. Now moving forward, every trade's got to keep to a very tight timeline. It's a very unforgiving situation that we're in. That being said, I think all of the tradesmen that we have moving forward are very capable. We'll keep plugging along and full steam ahead.
This is one of my top 3 favorite things of the house. This brick is gonna look incredible. Mickey's got quite the challenge. He's gonna be doing tile all day long today. I'm pretty happy today. Let's see how it really turns out though, and we'll find out soon. Right now, they're wrapping the exterior with a moisture barrier. They're going to staple this on, and then that will make it so the mortar sticks better for the brick that we have. You can see the metal mesh is different for the brick than the stucco. So the bottom part is going to be brick, and the top part is stucco. So they're 2 different types of metal mesh.
Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. Gonna have a friend in Jesus.
In real estate, one of the most important factors for appraised value is your curb appeal. and we're gonna make this thing shine. All the windows here will have black trim. We're actually gonna do black garage door with huge windows that have frosted. It's gonna look really modern. The thing that's gonna cover most of this front exterior is going to be brick. Now we've chosen this worn looking brick over a clean looking brick we were debating between because this leans more French modern in our opinion. So it's gonna go perfect and we gotta go install that right now.
On paper, Bentley loved the idea of rough brick, but now it's time to actually install it on the house, and suddenly his design choices are becoming very real and very permanent.
This is one of my top 3 favorite things of the house. This brick is gonna look incredible. It is something I haven't seen in any of the homes down here. Now I could really figure out if I screwed up or not.
These aren't traditional bricks. They don't hold up the house. They don't sit on a ledge. They're glued to the sheathing one by one, just like tile. Every line must be straight. Every corner has to wrap cleanly. If a single row drifts even slightly, it can throw off the entire wall. To elevate the design even further, Bentley added limestone headers, thick stone slabs above each window, and garage opening. It's one of the most distinctive moments on the entire home. And once it's up, there's no going back.
You keep me wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. I was caught up in your orbit, spinning like a bullet. I was wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. Then I shot back down to earth. I can call you, but now I'm drinking, and I know you say what I'm thinking. My whole life I was drawn to the deep end. Sinking. Why do I tell myself that I do the best I can? I know damn well that you couldn't give a damn. 10 big cuties, you think I'm the man. But if you come around, I'll be eating out your hand. Keep me wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. I was caught up in your orbit, spinning like a bullet. I was wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. I shot back down to earth. I keep wondering who's the one replacing me. Take me back to yesterday when I was wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. Then we shot back down to earth. When we met, you ain't know I was single.
Drywall is hung. Now we just are putting corner bead in, which you see this right here has a corner bead. And we will then cover all the screw holes, tape all the lines, and we will start texturing.
If you've ever walked into a new high-end home and thought, why do the walls look so clean? It might be because they did this. It's called Level 5 drywall, and it's one of the smoothest, most high-end wall finishes you can get. No bumps, no texture, just a perfectly flat surface from floor to ceiling. Bentley and Devin have never tried Level 5 before this house. But for this project, they decided to go all in. First, the seams between the drywall sheets are covered with paper tape. That tape is pressed into a layer of joint compound, also called mud. It's a thick gray paste that hardens as it dries. Once the tape is in, more mud is smoothed over the top with a wide taping knife until the seam disappears. Then they go after the screw holes, filling each one by hand, waiting for it to dry, then doing it again to level it off. That's the basic part. But Level 5 doesn't stop there. Instead of adding texture, they roll mud over the entire wall, just like paint. This is called a skim coat, and it covers the full surface to erase any difference between sheets, seams, or patches. On stilts, the crew uses giant trowels, flat blades almost 2 feet wide, to smooth the mud out before it dries. The idea is to make the whole wall one continuous surface. Once it dries, they start sanding, using long-handled tools called pole sanders to knock down any bumps or ridges. Even the corner beads, metal strips that protect the corners, get skimmed and sanded to feel invisible. Finally, they spray a light coat of primer over the whole thing, not to finish it, but to check their work. Primer makes shadows easier to spot. If there's a dent or a ripple, or even the tiniest wave, the crew circles back and sands again. It's a long, slow, messy process, and it's definitely not cheap. But you have to admit, it makes for one stunning finish on the barrel vault.
We're finally done with framing and structural parts of this house. It is time to dive into design. Kind of a funny story of how this came to be. My wife was actually in labor, and I decided to take that time, grab an iPad, and think about all the homes I've designed in the past, the mistakes I've made, and try to figure out how to design the perfect house. Luckily on this house, because it was in a parade, I did have help with the designer. Let me show you what we decided. What I've landed on is a French modern house that's gonna have a Rapunzel balcony, groin vault, barrel vault. You got this white oak flooring. It really pairs well, you can see, like with the honey bronze that we've picked. White oak cabinets, white oak accent, white oak railing, all the choices that I want, it pairs well with. I was actually married underneath a white oak tree. So that is honestly why this house is full of white oak. The only fortunate thing about that is white oak is one of the most expensive woods that I could put in. But hey, these are actually going to be the exterior doorknobs. I love this spoke here. And then the interior knobs, we have what I call the Reese's peanut butter cup handle. It's got a nice texture to it. So the scallops that you see here, we're actually going to do more scallops in the house, but in different materials. So you see here the white oak. This is a 3-inch scallop that's gonna be an accent wall. We're actually gonna take a countertop and we're gonna scallop that as well. This is one of the coolest tiles I found. We're gonna put that in the mother-in-law master bathroom. This kitchen is gonna have some of the nicest beams. It's gonna be radius. And we're gonna light the inside up and make it glow with a chandelier hanging underneath. I've never seen anything like it. It's extremely important that all these details come together, because not only are we trying to sell this house, but we are trying to win the parade of homes. That would mean so much to me. I mean, I'd be going against some of the best builders in Utah. Some of them have 20 years on me. Being a younger builder, there's like a barrier. They're worried if you can actually do the job. But this would show that we can pull it off. We can compete with all the big dogs, and it really builds the trust that we can take on any project. To win Judge's Choice in the Parade of Homes, we got to do something original. And this is actually something I don't think anyone has seen in the entire world. And it's really risky. So you've probably heard of river epoxy tables. I want to do river epoxy beams and then put them in the primary bedroom, which is a focal point in the house. And you don't want to screw that up. Not to mention, epoxy resin is extremely expensive. We're talking $100 a gallon, and we're going to be using a lot of gallons to be able to pull this off. This is make or break, but I think it's a challenge worth the undertaking. It is something that is going to make this home extremely special. As you can see, I have made a lot of choices, but if you look behind me there, that's my mind map. That's a lot of things that I still have to figure out. I really just got to get my boots to the ground and go get those items done.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Bentley. Good. How are you?
Doing good. I have a crazy idea I got to run by you.
Okay.
I'm thinking about doing river epoxy beams in the primary bedroom. What do you think?
That sounds interesting. Can you explain more?
Well, have you ever seen like a river epoxy table?
Yes, I have, and they're beautiful.
Well, I think it might look beautiful putting it on the ceiling.
Huh. You're sure that wouldn't look tacky? I've never heard of that before.
I don't know for sure. It might. It is a risk, but I also think it could be one of a kind, and it might even set us apart from other builders in the parade.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I'd probably want to look into it a little bit more before I could give a clear yes on what it would actually look like.
Well, yeah, I'll keep thinking about it. I mean, I got to think about the other side if, we don't want to screw this up. But I think I might go for it, but I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, let me know.
Okay, hey, see ya.
See ya.
You know, I've been thinking about it, you know, after that phone call I had with the designer, and she doesn't really care for the beam, the epoxy beam. She might think it could look tacky, and she's never seen it before. You know, even my dad has said I should play it safe. I've had a couple other people. I just believe in it too much. I think it's going to be one of a kind, first, maybe even the entire world. And I think it's worth the risk. I think it could be the thing that, you know, puts us over the edge to actually winning Judge's Choice, because we were willing to do things that, you know, is not normal, that's super custom. I'm gonna go ahead anyways, get this white oak in the back of my truck, take it to the shop, and let's get these beams rolling.
With the decision made, Bentley gets to work. It all starts with a pair of white oak boards, cut to length. These will form the face of the beam, the part you actually see once it's installed. They sketch a winding river-like curve down the center. Then the crew takes a saw and carefully cuts along that curve, splitting the panel into two pieces. Once separated, the boards leave a 4-inch wide gap, the future path of the epoxy. Now they need a mold. They start with raw particle board and cover every surface in tuck tape, a glossy barrier that keeps the epoxy from bonding to the mold. The taped pieces are nailed and screwed together to form a rectangular box, sized perfectly for the finished beam. But epoxy will find any weakness, so they go back and seal every joint and corner with silicone to stop leaks before they happen. Once the mold is sealed, the oak boards are placed inside, spaced precisely, edge to edge, and clamped down tightly to hold their shape. With one beam prepped, the crew has 4 more to go. Then comes the most crucial step, pouring the epoxy.
We gotta go over the butler's pantry. Right here is going to be the covered deck, so you can literally open the door, grab your drinks. Also, we're actually gonna put the tile, you know, as this accent wall here surrounding this window that has a crazy view of the valley. This chandelier here, it's one of my favorite ones, actually has leather straps. Right here is actually a hidden pantry door. There's actually a Costco door in the pantry, which is awesome. So then you could throw your groceries in from the garage into the pantry without having to walk all the way through the house. There's just a lot of things that we try to think about. More than just design, we want to have nice flow throughout this house. You can see I got the tile for this room pretty much figured out. Now I got to go figure out tile for the laundry room and some other spaces. So I got to go to the showroom again. But hey, we're making some progress here. Today I'm here at the tile store. I got a lot of things to look at. I have to try finding the Rapunzel balcony tile. I also got to see what the tile the designer picked to make sure it works. And while I'm here, I got to make sure I don't get tempted to look at things that aren't necessarily French modern, because there's so many choices. I might find something that's a good looking tile, but it doesn't go with the theme of the house, and we got to make sure that we stay consistent. And that's how we're going to be able to pull off this parade home. Well, we might as well start now and look at some of this tile. So on the master bathroom, we're doing 24 by 48, this large format tile, looks like marble. Normally, you know, I kind of lean towards doing something busier on the floor, but on this one, we're gonna just do something a little bit more simple. Here's a good example, penny tile. Not do something that's so busy, just a little bit more plain, because we want people to be looking at the walls and then also looking out the window with that click glass. As you can see, we're scanning through all these options. There's a lot of nice ones. Look at this one. This one's pretty interesting. One of those things about tile, you know, by itself, standing alone, it doesn't necessarily look that great. But if you lay this out, it'd be really cool. Not the one that she pointed me to though. If I look at here, I believe this is the one that she has pointed me to come look at and verify. It's one of those things where by itself actually, like, I don't know if I'd pick it for my own personal house, but then knowing this is French modern, it's gonna look incredible. So we're looking at 24 by 48 tiles, trying to find it for the Rapunzel balcony. I mean, I want to look like limestone. I just need something a little bit more simple, soft beige that counts out the white, the gray, nothing shiny. We don't want it shiny because it's outside. So, you know, the watermarks, it's gonna get dirty easier. I feel like shiny is not what we're looking for. This one right here, I think this is the closest to the limestone that we already have, at least those headers, you know, because we wanted to actually do the whole thing precast limestone, but it was so expensive. 3 times the cost as us just grabbing a porcelain tile. I think we're gonna grab one of these and bring it back. Oh, you gotta love the big tile. It is just so nice, but dang, it's a little heavy. I think that this is the one, but it's always important to grab a sample and bring it back to the space. Things look so much different with the lighting at these showrooms, so you gotta bring it back to your project and see what it looks like in the natural lighting that this is actually gonna sit.
The Rapunzel balcony, perched above the entry, is one of the first things you see, and it's what gives the home its strongest French character. It's topped with limestone look-alike porcelain tile, oversized, clean, and crisp. This isn't just a protective surface, it's a design statement. The crew preps and places each tile, spacing them with clips to keep the joints razor straight. Once set, they tape the grid tight, grout between the lines, and pull the tape to reveal a subtle, sculpted surface. There's no room for error. The edges have to be sharp. The pattern has to hold. Because from the street, this is what your eye locks onto first. It's not flashy, but it's clean, controlled, and perfectly in line with the rest of the elevation. And in a house like this, restraint is the luxury.
Now this is looking good. You like the tile?
I do like it.
Mickey's got quite the challenge. You can see he's gonna be doing tile all day long today. He's gonna do a checkered board, but then put it on a diamond. Just turn on its side instead of just having them laid like this. And then cabinets will be installed right after.
Since it is cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone.
As a custom home builder and designer, I realized today AI is replacing me. It's quite the problem. So from here to here is 15 3/4, and on this wall it's 15 inches. So the problem is when I use this tile the way I was going to, there's going to be a sliver on this side and not a sliver on that side, and it's going to look terrible. So I have to figure out another idea. Well, AI, after taking a photo of this wall and then taking a photo of the tile, what happened is I just said, hey, let's put it in something different. It created this on a diamond pattern, which now the homeowner can see without my expert advice, and they can make a decision and just get rid of me. Okay, now we're talking about the suite primary bathroom. Primary bathroom is one of those places you gotta make cozy, spend a little bit more time, more detail, and a little more money. So right here, you'll see a huge bathroom vanity this is a nice tower too. This will be black ore, and then these actually here are open cubbies. This is a floating vanity with the sconces on the sides of the mirrors. I think that this looks a lot nicer than having a fixture above. I love having the sconces to the sides of the mirror. This is where you're spending some money. So this is like a $1,700 faucet that's gonna sit next to this freestanding tub, and it is going to be surrounded by this really nice tile. Now this tile is 24 by 48. It's not one of those 12 by 24s. This tile is huge. It's gonna be a pain for the tile to install it. We haven't even seen it in person. It's ordered. We're trusting the designer, Erica, that she's picked the right one. We are taking this same style here, this 3-inch scallop, and we're going to do a whole backsplash of this countertop. By hand, he's gonna have to do it literally with a tool. Probably take him a week, maybe 2 weeks. So he's gonna actually scallop this by grinding away each individual sections to get the 3-inch scallop look. It is gonna be incredible. Then we're gonna take that same design and we're gonna do a freestanding bench. So what that means is it's gonna be floating. It's not gonna butt into any walls, only one wall, which will be the back wall, and then it's gonna be lit up underneath. And then we're gonna curve it too, so it's gonna have some curve. It is gonna be very interesting. Hopefully he can pull it off. He'll probably never do another job for me after this one, because it's gonna take him a long time. Another luxury to this home is this tile here is gonna be heated. So it's gonna be a heated floor. We're gonna do that in a herringbone pattern. It's gonna look spectacular. The final piece to this luxury bathroom are 2 windows. We actually gave this primary bathroom the best views in the entire house, and we got 2 windows to match that. These things took 3 months to get. They're extremely expensive, $10,000. We don't have the time or money if these things break, and they're about to be installed. Hopefully it goes smoothly.
Lift up a little bit. Okay. You ready? Yeah. Oh my.
Okay, you're good. I bet you haven't seen windows like this before, at least in person. So these are smart glass. These are the most expensive windows we've ever installed, and you can see why. I mean, wow. So even though smart glass is the most expensive glass we can install, we definitely thought it was important because we have these huge windows that look out the valley. We want to be able to enjoy it, but we don't want to be showing our neighbors anything. So we have it where you can get in the tub, flip the switch, and then it goes clear. And then when you're about to get out of the tub, flip the switch and then it's frosted. That makes it so you can enjoy the views without your neighbors enjoying the views. So behind me, we're putting heated floors in this master, which is pretty exciting. We do that by putting this wire back and forth. Most people don't do this because that wire alone is over $1,000. What's interesting about this wire is you actually can't cut it. So you have to get the exact length you need, or you have to buy new wire or scrap the whole thing, because if you cut it, you're ruined.
City's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can sleep until I feel yours.
Right here, you got the temperature probe. This thing's going underneath as well, and this will make sure that the homeowner can set it to the exact temperature they want. The controller is going to place right here. We had to put a smurf through the wall to run the wires to control it. You don't just lay tile on top of this. He's actually going to get mortar. He's going to do a layer of mortar on top of the wire before he even starts laying the tile. So it's a multiple day process, which is also going to add costs and labor, but the end result is great. I mean, I hate cold tile. That's actually my least favorite part of tile, is the fact that it's cold, where this solves that issue. I know it's like first world problems, but hey, if you're building a $2 million house, There's certain things you're gonna want in the house, and I think heated floors is one of them.
I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but I'm like this, you're the one I trust. I'm just coming back to let you know I can never say it on the phone. They'll never let you go this time. I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. Hey, hey, I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
In the master bathroom, the walls and ceiling of the shower are being wrapped in massive porcelain slabs. The main challenge? Mitering the edges. Every slab has to be cut at a perfect 45-degree angle, so when two pieces meet in a corner, they fold together like a clean, seamless box. The miters have to match perfectly, with a grout joint so thin it practically disappears. It's a brutal mix of risk and craftsmanship, but when it's done right, the result is stunning. A clean, modern shower that feels carved from a single block of stone.
Only 9 days left we have to have this home finished, and we made a big mistake. This is not the tile that's supposed to go in this room, which is really unfortunate. So we have to rip this out, hurry and put the new tile in, and then we had to order more of this tile so it could actually go in the laundry room where it's supposed to go. Mickey, I can't believe you installed this on the wrong wall.
I know. I should have put attention on that.
Yeah, you should have, followed the work order that we didn't give you.
I'm still waiting for that, let me tell you. But I guess everything is gonna go down now.
So yeah, he's gonna take this down. This is a situation where we're rushed. We didn't give him a work order on this particular tile and it got installed wrong. This is actually supposed to go in the laundry room. It's one of those mistakes we made when we're just trying to rush the job, and we're gonna pay for it. So here we go.
Well, this is not gonna be, actually it's not the first time that I have to remove tile. As you know, people make accidents here and there. They can break a tile, and we have to do this over and over again. In the end, if we want a perfect job, that's what it will take.
Nobody likes to redo work. It is so much more painful. Even if they make more money by having to redo the work, the fact that you have to rip down something that you've already done is painful. So the money's not even worth it.
If we want something perfect and something the right way, this is what we have to do.
He's insisting that from now on we will do work orders for him.
There you go. So you can remember this.
Oh, that's too funny.
He's back. All right, job done.
Back at the shop, it's time for the moment that makes or breaks the entire idea, pouring the epoxy. They start by mixing two parts, resin and hardener. It has to be measured perfectly. Too much of one or the other, and the entire batch won't cure right. And it's not cheap. A single gallon costs over $100. Into the mixture, they add a pearlescent pigment. This is what gives the epoxy that elegant, dreamy tone Bentley's been imagining for weeks.
They say time heals all, but the pain runs way too deep. You lied to yourself so much that you started to believe that love doesn't last, 'cause it's all you've ever seen. Grab the matches, start a fire, throw the memories in the flames, it's behind us. See the gold and the red new horizon.
Finally, the epoxy resin is poured into the mold.
Let it burn. So run for the hills, baby, don't look back when you leave. There's a train headed west, move along, you got somewhere to be. Watch your step, coming on for the life that you live. Break the rules, cross the line, make a mess. This could be the only chance that you get. Grab the matches, start a fire, throw the memories in the flames, it's behind us. See the gold in the red new horizons. Let it burn, let it burn. Back to base at 3 a.m. She ain't tell no one she went on the run. Felt like the world came crashing down, dead broke, she ain't had a fun shit.
The resin has to fill the entire space all the way to the top. The team needs to mix some more epoxy to finish this beam and fill the others. But then,
Do we really not have any more Buddha?
I don't think so.
You gotta be kidding me, Garrett. I'm gonna beat that die.
they're short. Not on epoxy, but on pigment.
Tory White. Tory White. Come on, Garrett. Dude, I'm gonna be pissed if I was here all day Friday. We don't even have the color. Probably shouldn't say too much. Pop this off.
Oh gosh.
What?
Well, we're out of the pigment.
And that's a problem, because if the next batch doesn't match the first, the entire beam will be ruined. A jarring discoloration right in the middle of the focal point of the room. And now, Bentley has no choice but to wait for more pigment to arrive and hope the colors match.
Now it's time to talk about one of the most exciting areas in the house, which is the kitchen and living room. So one thing about this kitchen that we are really excited about is we're gonna get the cabinet company to do something that they've never done before. We got these two monster fridges, fridge freezer, and we're actually gonna have them arch the panels. It's gonna look incredible because this French house has arches everywhere. I mean, I think it's gonna be beautiful. We're thinking about doing a 48-inch range. You know, maybe we'll do a cafe white. I've always liked the cafe white. You have these two towers. In between them, we're gonna put these wall sconces. We're doing a built-in sink. In this built-in sink, we're gonna have a shelf. And what this is doing is you're gonna have a place to put, you know, a sponge. It's not gonna be on the counter, especially in an island. You don't wanna have this dirty sponge on top of your counter. You're gonna want it in the sink area. So all the dirty things are gonna stay in the sink. This is actually a 14-foot long island. So we're gonna do a microwave here since we have so much space. Up on the ceiling, we're doing white oak beams. We're gonna have a radius beam that goes above the dining table, which will then have this chandelier go in the middle of it. And this thing's gonna light up. It's gonna be really cool. So in the living room, we're doing a huge fireplace, and we're gonna actually have this scalloped white oak. It's to be 20 feet tall. I mean, massive accent wall. So I think everything you see here is definitely fitting in the, you know, French modern, but we just gotta make sure that we find a countertop that complements everything that you see. We're leaning towards Taj Mahal, but when you go to the slab yard, you gotta make sure that it isn't one of the dark ones. You know, make sure it's still that nice creamy beige. And if we find the right one, we're doing Taj Mahal, and I think that's gonna look incredible in a built-in sink. Now, Rift White Oak is the cabinet choice definitely for French modern. So here at the cabinet shop, we've discussed we want to do the white oak. I have to decide. You can see there's a lot of different door styles here, and like shaker, that is not what we're going for. I feel like out of these ones, we're gonna go with the Mission. You can see here, it leans towards a little bit more modern, but definitely not so flat like the shaker one. This would be a nice one. Now that we have the door style picked, let's go pick some crown. When you look at these crowns, they have a lot of different options. You got 2-inch, 3-inch, and 5-inch. I definitely want to stay within the 5-inch, but when you come here to this one, this has too many details for the Mission. I think we're gonna have to do more like the shaker crown here, and then we're gonna add a 4-inch base. I think the 4-inch will make it more interesting and more high-end. One thing here, the display cabinets I really like is this thin black metal glass door. So you have this trim that's really thin, and we're gonna do this in the butler's pantry, but we're actually gonna have it where, you know, it's white oak, you can see inside all white oak, but then the cabinets to the left of it is actually be paint grade white, and it's gonna be a hidden pantry door. It's gonna be pretty sweet. You have these flat panel here, but what stands out is this nice reeded door. We're definitely gonna do some reeded doors in this parade home. One thing I love is this utensil drawer that they have in here. I think every home should have a utensil drawer. Now that we've finalized all those selections, Quality Craft is gonna build the cabinets and get them installed.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking.
Cabinets are halfway installed. We're gonna have the beams that are gonna go here. Radius beam will go above the dining table. A lot going on. Probably have like 10 guys working here today. Look how incredible this ceiling is. It's gonna be super nice. We're actually gonna paint it the same as the ceiling, so it's just like a subtle detail on the ceiling. We don't want to be overpowering because it is circles, but I think with it being subtle, it's gonna be really nice. We are behind schedule more than we thought. When we did the list, it was like 25 items that had to be done. Hardwood has to be done, all the showers have to be done, tile floor has to be done, the beams or the floating shelves have to be done, beams in the master, carpet. There's so many items, countertops. We are really tight on the schedule, so we'll see if we can make it. We're gonna try. I'm here at a big slab yard in Salt Lake City, which is Francini's. We got to pick the fireplace mantle, the surround, and that huge 14-foot island. You know, we have all that rift white oak in our kitchen, and we have to find a countertop that will blend and be perfect for everything that we're doing. Let's go check these out. I'm like a kid in a candy store looking at all these.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you.
This is one of those pieces where I really like it, but I wouldn't put in my house, but I can appreciate how unique this slab of granite is. Oh, now this one would be so cool in an office. Or look at this dark one. Oh man, I bet this is like a level 6. Tempest blue. Looks green to me, but Tempest blue. There's just too many to pick from. I don't know which one we're gonna pick. This is huge. My eyes keep getting drawn to these dark ones, but I know we're not gonna put a dark countertop in our parade home, at least in the kitchen. Ah, so we gotta keep looking. One of my favorite things to do is actually go to slab yards. I love looking at these huge granite slab yards. When my wife and I first started dating, one of our first dates, I took her to a slab yard. I mean, I kind of had to do it for work, and I just brought her along to get a date done and work. But really, what's nice is like this is a quartzite cristallo. If you look at over here, this is actually a backlit, so it's a level 6. We won't be picking this out for the parade because it's a little expensive, but it is pretty cool. My wife might be jealous that I'm here looking at all these slabs without them. Like I said, I'm really drawn for the dark ones to be nice half bath, but really we're here to figure out something for the island. So after looking at all these slabs, as much as I'd like to do something so busy like this blue one, we're actually gonna land on Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is the countertop that's gonna go really well with the rift white oak. We're gonna do it on the mantle. We're gonna have it like a 48-inch sink made out of it. It's gonna be, you know, this is a 14-foot island that then has waterfalls. I mean, we're picking a lot of this, and it's gotta be the right one. I mean, this is gonna be it. This is gonna win. We're gonna win the award just from this, and the white oak, and everything else we're doing, but we're gonna win.
Bentley's slab is loaded up and sent to the fabricators, where they cut it to size, shape the countertops, and even build a fully integrated sink from the same piece of quartzite. Then it's finally delivered to the job site and ready for one of the most dramatic installs in the house, the 14-foot island made from Taj Mahal quartzite. The island is so massive that it has to be made from 2 pieces. They don't even have slabs that large, so the crew has to join the 2 halves together with precision. First, they place the quartzite slabs on the island and slide them into place, carefully, because even the slightest chip could ruin the entire countertop. Then they bring out a set of seam setters, specialized tools that use suction and air pressure to lock onto each slab. A connected air compressor powers clamps that literally pull the 2 slabs together with hundreds of pounds of force, aligning them edge to edge. Once everything is tight, a color-matched epoxy is smoothed into the seams, filling any gaps and bonding the slabs permanently. To finish it off, they install the stunning waterfall sides. The final result? A clean, polished island with a built-in stone sink and a luxury look that anchors the entire kitchen.
So So we did a whole room wall treatment with this. We did a nice arch with a quarter round. I think it looks really nice. It turned out great. I can't wait. Oh, actually, one other thing we're doing is we're gonna install the carpet, and then we're gonna have the sheetrocker come back and then have this go all the way to the carpet. So we're not gonna do baseboard here, and I think it's gonna look a lot nicer. This is another accent wall I really like in this parade home. The problem though, the painter's not gonna like this because he's gotta get in these little squares and he's gotta make it so the paint doesn't glob up in the back and has to be clean. So it's gonna be very time consuming, but when it's finished, it'll look beautiful. This is all new wood that we had to buy that we weren't planning on. We're letting it acclimate. What happened was over here on the stairs, it actually cupped. So you can see right here it cupped. So this has to be all ripped out, costs us thousands of dollars, but we just have to install it. It's gotta look right. Free.
The new pigment has finally arrived at the shop. They mix it in and pour the second batch of epoxy. It's a perfect match. A glassy pearl river running through the beam, original, unforgettable, and seamless. Now Bentley has to act fast because the epoxy instantly starts hardening and he has one last detail he wants to add. Gold flakes, a luxury touch to tie into the rest of the home's palette. Bentley uses tweezers to carefully place the flakes down. But as they settle into the epoxy, something feels wrong. It doesn't look elegant. It looks messy, distracting. Bentley freezes. Did he just ruin all the work they've done?
I think the gold could be a really cool idea, but if it's backlit too much, I would be worried you're just gonna see the silhouette, so it's just gonna look like dots.
Another thing I'm afraid of is, you know, if it doesn't look like gold and it looks like pieces of the wood. Yeah. It's just like we're sloppy and got wood shavings everywhere, you know? And that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Luckily we're cutting some of this off, so even if, yeah, I'm gonna take those out. I'm just nervous. Just too much. It's a cool concept. Yeah, it would be too much money to risk though.
Bentley scrambles to scoop the flakes out, hoping to undo the damage before the resin cures. In the process, the surface begins to swirl. Soft marbled waves stir through the resin. And suddenly, something changes. The epoxy becomes clouded. Not only does it look better, it'll probably function better. The swirling clouds could help diffuse the light inside the beam, hiding the LED strips from view. Bentley makes another quick decision.
Okay.
He moves to swirl the rest of the beams to match, hoping to make it look intentional.
It's interesting how that. Put my initials in it.
The result is beautiful. But what about when it dries? Either way, it's too late to take it back now.
The beams are heading to the cabinet shop. They were actually too large for the shop sander, so we actually have to send them to the cabinet shop because they have massive sanders that could hopefully handle these large beams. I have to stay back because there's so many things to tackle on the job site, but I'm pretty sure the boys can get this done.
While Bentley stays behind, the beams hit the road. They're on their way to the cabinet shop, back to the same place that built the custom drawers and vanities just weeks earlier. But this time, it's not about cutting or shaping. It's about revealing. Each face is passed through an industrial sander, layer by layer, stripping away the extra epoxy until the river sits perfectly flush between the boards. The pouring process is messy, and epoxy overflows onto the faces of the boards, essential for creating the flush finish. But now, it's all got to be cleaned up. Even this step proves tricky. The beams are so oversized, they keep bogging down the machine, stopping mid-pass, grinding momentum to a halt. One more moment that tests the patience and persistence of the crew. And by now, they're ready for that. They start the machine back up and continue feeding the beams through again and again, as many times as it takes. And when the epoxy finally starts to give way, it reveals a smooth and striking contrast between epoxy and wood. Once this process is finished, they will finally be transported to the house, ready for installation. In the meantime, Bentley tackles a new challenge.
This is Skylar. He's going to be showing us appliances today. He's also a good cook, so we have a lot to learn from him. I was actually thinking about cafe appliances, like the matte white. We have a separate area where it has a sink, view out the valley, and almost be like dessert, milkshakes, protein shakes. You'd almost make that there in the butler's pantry. And I was thinking about having the drawer, dishwasher, drawer, freezer, and then you have a regular dishwasher out in the kitchen area.
Okay. Let's take a look over here. These are more of a convenience, being at waist and loading it, especially from the sink to here, because you're not having to bend down. So that's kind of the appeal. Now your bottom drawer, you're still gonna have to, you're still gonna have to bend down.
Do people appreciate this more, or have you had people complain I can't put big pots and pans in it. Is there any downside to doing drawer dishwashers?
I would not do this polycarbonate plastic interior. I would get the stainless interior.
Does it help with it drying?
It does, because these use condensation drying.
Do you guys have the cafe?
I do have cafe,
okay.
but I don't have that on display.
Not display,
but I can show you the.
Can we go? You have matte white. Yeah, let's go look at matte white.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys' showroom is awesome.
Thank you. Most of the stuff is live, so we've cooked on most everything here.
Oh, this is the one. Let's get this one here. I mean, do you have a lot of people like the cafe white?
Well, it's very unique, you know, and if it's going to look great with the cabinets, it's the only thing out there that's going to do that. And you can choose 6 different finishes. So what you see back here is the bronze. So they got the gold brass, they got the black, they got stainless. But if you get the matte white, it will come standard with the bronze.
Let's just do the bronze, honestly.
Bronze?
Yeah,
Okay.
the bronze is fine. Do you think that would look good with white oak?
Yeah. No, that would look great with white oak. Do you guys want to cover the hood in cabinetry?
So
Like
we're actually gonna do I want to do the plaster look.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And I have my favorite hood. I'm going to show you live. So I'm a little biased towards it. It is a little more expensive, but I think it's worth it. So it's called Venta hood. I'm going to turn this on for you. So I'm just going to go 1. I'm just activating this guy. Level 2 just speeds it up. Level 3, now I've activated the second one. But we can still have a conversation. You notice
that's a lot
that?
quieter than
and
the
then
one
the
that I have.
frequency it gives off is a lot more pleasant to the ears. And I'm going to show you some other ones and you'll see the difference.
Oh, that's obnoxious compared to that one.
Right. Now this is the highest setting, but I also put that on the highest setting.
So the reason why I was gonna do the big fridge with the wood panels is because I couldn't get the cafe, you know, that matte white in that big fridge. So what brand would you suggest if I was gonna do double door freezer?
So this is a 42 side by side, and they don't do the matte
Side by
white.
side, okay.
Just the stainless. But you could do a different brand and then match the cabinets. That's probably what I would do.
I think we should go with a freezer fridge freezer side by side that can have the panels, and then doing the rest cafe.
Yeah, so like example right behind us, open that guy.
Oh.
Excuse me. So these are 2 30-inch Sub-Zeros. Is this size good?
Yeah, that size is great.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, yeah, thanks for showing us all these appliances.
Yeah.
And we'll look, you know, give me the quotes on the different options and we'll pick one.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
How about that?
Counting all different ideas drifting away. Past and present, they don't matter now. The future sorted out. Watch you moving in elliptical pattern. I think it's not what you say. What you say is way too complicated. For a minute, thought I couldn't tell how to fall out. It's 20 seconds till the last call. Going hey, a lie now, you know it's easy. A like putting it on the summer long, and I'll be anything you ask and more. Going hey, it's not a miracle we need it, and no, I wouldn't let you think so. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.
After weeks of uncertainty, detours, and redesigns, The epoxy beams have finally arrived, and now it's time to find out if Bentley's gamble was worth it. The team assembles each beam piece by piece, 5 massive boxes, perfectly spaced, perfectly level, and running the full length of the master ceiling. An LED strip is run inside each fixture, along with a backup, because if the primary fails, there's no way to get back in to replace it. Everything will be permanently sealed. The epoxy river faces are carefully lifted into place and nailed to the boxes. Then each nail hole is filled and all the beams are sanded down to soften edges, hide joints, and smooth out every last detail. Finally comes the clear coat, brushed across the oak, sealing the grain and bringing out the soft depth of the finish. With the rest of the design wrapping up, Bentley finally has a moment to step in and see his creation. For weeks, this idea lived only in his imagination. A sketch, a concept, a risk. But now, it's real. 5 white oak beams stretch across the ceiling, glowing from within. A soft pearlescent river runs through each one, diffusing the warm white light and casting a gentle, even glow across the space. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't need to. The beams bring balance, warmth against clean lines, texture against scale, light against shadow. And just like that, the room becomes something more. Not just beautiful, but peaceful. And in that moment, Bentley knows. It all worked.
Those beams turned out way better than I expected. This is one of those moments where I really trusted my gut and it paid off. It makes you realize that design sometimes is about pushing limits and being creative and trying new things. The radius beam, the built-in sink, the floating bathroom bench. I mean, there are so many items in this house that the subcontractors had to work late nights, long weekends, and a lot of it was first time they might have done all those items. But that's what's gonna make this home special. All the hard work, really proud of the team and everybody that I work with. I shouldn't celebrate too soon because we really have only a couple days till judging and there's still some things that have to get done, crucial if we want to win Judge's Choice or even be ready for the parade. So we got one last push. We are under the gun on this house, so much pressure. We have to be done with this house tomorrow.
Utah has the best parade in the nation because we have the best builders in the nation. It's amazing how tight the voting is. The winner is...
What it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit me get up. First shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music. I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14.
Here we are at the Parade House, 10 days to go. We don't have topsoil, we're building walls. We don't have the driveway poured. We are under the gun on this house, so much pressure. And we are this close from finishing, but that's a lot to do in 10 days. You gotta come see all the neat things we're putting in.
Across the home, lights are being installed in every room, from a chandelier in the great room to unique sconces lining the barrel vault to a beautiful chandelier centered like a jewel between the epoxy beams in the primary bedroom. But not all the lights are so simple. One of the trickiest? A luxury glass orb chandelier, where each fragile orb has to be carefully hung one by one. It takes time, care, and steady hands to build up the sculpture piece by piece until it looks just right. In the kitchen, 2 pendant lights hang directly over the 14-foot Taj Mahal island. Their placement may seem effortless, but it's the result of weeks of planning, with ceiling beams spaced months ago to ensure these lights would line up perfectly. And finally, a soft LED strip that wraps around the inside curve of the custom radius beam. But that curve is tight, and most lighting is made for straight lines, not bending around corners. The team has to carefully measure the exact route for the light strip, making sure the curve stays smooth and even the whole way around. Then comes the tricky part, bending the LED strip into place. If it's twisted too hard, the strip can break or dim in spots. If it's too loose, the light won't follow the curve. So the team takes it slow, pressing the strip inch by inch into an adhesive channel that holds it firmly in place. They also have to run wiring inside the beam to connect it to the power source and make sure the connections are solid. The payoff is worth it. A smooth, glowing arc of light that looks like it's built right into the architecture. Beneath it, a chandelier floats in the center of the space, the final touch on one of the most ambitious lighting designs in the entire home.
We are 10 days from having to have this house filmed for the parade, and it's crazy. You can see ding here, and if I show you everywhere, there are dings on the walls. So unfortunately, I have to have the painter come in and just repaint the whole house as if it wasn't painted at all, because you can't just roll one little spot or else you're gonna see it. It's unfortunate. We have a lot of patches that had to be done. Almost every wall in this house, and if there's patches, it has to be repainted. We only have 10 days till this house has to be perfect, and it's gonna take 5 to repaint this because we have light fixtures, we have furniture in here. Look, we have the decorations here. We just had to saran wrap it. They're gonna spray painting it everywhere. It's gonna take extra long, and we just don't have the time, to be honest. I'm still nervous. We haven't passed final, so we'll see if we make it. Drywall is painted and finished. We're at the bottom of the stairs, and you can see right here, we actually did a curve here instead of just having the corners meet. I think this is pretty cool.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. You can't fight it, you can't breathe. You say something so loving, but now I gotta let you go. You'll be better off in someone.
We got the plants dropped off. It's incredible the difference plants make to an exterior, and I'm loving the ones that we have here, but we do have to arrange it just to get it perfect for the parade home. Come with me, let's go look at some of these plants. Two plants I'm really excited about is this Jupiter here, and then this weeping white willow. These two plants here definitely give the French feel. I'm really excited to have these installed.
You just pull me and I'll end up where you want me.
There? Yeah. We need to get water on this side. In order to do that, we have to get underneath this concrete. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to ram rebar underneath the concrete to make it so they can fit an irrigation pipe so we can water half the yard. Apparently there's a lot of rocks, so it's giving them a lot of trouble. Hopefully we get this done soon so we get these plants watered and they don't die. I would have that planted. So we've decided right here that we want to do some pavers. We're going to have this be like a seating area, little tea spot, 2 chairs, little small round table, and then back here we're also going to have a bird fountain, 3-tiered. This is going to be a really nice area to sit and look at the views instead of just having a bunch of plants.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. I just wonder what you're dreaming of. When you sleep and smile so comfortable. I just wish that I could give you that. Sometimes you, late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. He always been faking me out. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Girl, I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I hit you in a leg, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went over to France and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do. Oh girl, I know you only like it fancy, so I pull up in that Maybach candy. Yeah, your boyfriend will never understand me, cause I'm about to pull this girl like a hammy. Let's take a little dip, little lady. Hit PCH from Eddie. Yeah, I've been thinking lately that I need someone to save me. Now that I'm famous, I got love around me, but I need a good girl. I need someone to ground me. So please be true, don't fool around with me. I need someone to share this heart with me. Feel you all, then run it back again. Oh girl, I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I hit you in a lane, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went over to France and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do. I do.
Let me know when you free, cause I've been trying to hit it all week, babe. Why you acting all sweet? I know that you want a little me. I get a little OT, but ain't new to a freak. Let me drop bands for that jewel in your teeth. He let the way I drip, turn that pool to the beach. And I coulda caught the Birkin, but I cops the lead. Why we got the same taste for the finer things. Brand new with the same routine. Now we got me on a leash, cause we said no strings. You know I'm cool with that. So that you ain't get sued for that. Wonder what a sinner might do for that.
I actually like it better this way, this coming right there. Yeah, that's what I like. What do you?
I think it was better there.
I think it was better there. Yep. Today's crazy. We have to be done with this house tomorrow. We have electricians hanging this light here. They're bringing in a swing right now. Look how crazy. Also, then we have painters painting upstairs. We have mirrors being hung. Even right now, we have the plumbers here putting faucets on. We have tile being installed. We have to have all this done tomorrow. The swing's being installed, lights are being installed, they're painting right now, plumbing's being installed all the day before our final inspection.
Good, how you doing? Not too bad. Just getting this tub all put in.
No. It's late and we are out working. I mean, it's 9 o'clock and everybody's here working. It's crazy.
No, I done wrong, left your heart torn. Is that what devils do? Took you so long, where only fools go. I shook the angel and young. Now I'm rising from the ground, rising up to you. Filled with all the strength I found, there's nothing I can't do. A stolen burnt your soul. Is that what demons do? They rule the world to me, destroy everything. They bring down angels like you. Now I'm rising from the ground, rising up to you. Filled with all the strength.
Today's the day.
We're coming down to the wire, and we've got to have COO by the end of the day.
We have lots of problems.
We have a lot of people coming, and we still have a lot of items that we need to be checked out.
Plumber, electrician, countertop guy,
concrete guy, landscaper.
The painter was here last night, ran out of stain. The decorator's here to put stuff on those shelves.
The excavator was here till almost midnight, prepping that driveway, so at least he's out of the way. But we still got fence. We got to get the fence up because that's a safety hazard.
So you have code items, and then you have decorate. You got to decorate. Yep. All that has to be done now.
Everything's got to be passed off, and we still got a whole backyard of landscaping to get wrapped up.
Well, hopefully everybody shows up and does what they're supposed to, but we haven't been that lucky.
It's gonna be a long shot.
Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot, light up a prodigal son. Big up by your little mini money, moon and flower, you're the chosen one.
house is built, the finishes are in, and now comes one of the final steps before the doors open to the public: decorating. And this isn't just for looks. In the parade of homes, judges and buyers are walking through these spaces trying to imagine themselves living here. It's the job of the decorators to help them feel it. That means furniture, plants, rugs, wall art, even snacks in the pantry and towels folded in the bathrooms. Every room is styled with just the right colors, textures, and layout to highlight the home's design, without stealing the spotlight. But it's not just fluff. Good staging makes a house feel finished. It gives the architecture purpose. And when it's done well, it can turn a house into a dream home. Of course, it's not always smooth sailing. One of the biggest challenges? Getting a grand piano up the stairs to the top floor. It took extra hands, careful planning, and nerves of steel to get it up there without a scratch or a broken banister. But now, as the furniture rolls in and the spaces come to life, you can feel it. The house is almost ready.
They're trying to get a heavy mantle out of a truck with no ramp.
This is it. The final task on the final day. A set of address numbers drilled into the stone. Simple, quiet. But it marks the end of a massive months-long journey. After all the challenges, all the setbacks, and the impossible deadlines, the house is finally finished. With the certificate of occupancy in hand, they head to the Home Builders Association without a day to spare. The doors will open. The public is coming. Starting tomorrow, thousands of people will walk through this home as part of the Parade of Homes, the biggest event in the industry. Home enthusiasts from around the world visit Utah to tour the incredible houses, and home builders from across the state compete to impress the judges. And Bentley and Devin are about to show them exactly what makes their house special, because if they win, it could change everything for Bastion Homes.
One of the biggest challenges of this whole project has been this groin to barrel vault. Took us a couple times to get it right, but wow, I really love this custom, well, it looks custom chandelier here, the way it fits perfectly. And then here you have these wonderful sconces into the barrel vault. It's something we're really proud of. Now when you go through this barrel vault, you'll notice that it has to be perfect transition because the views out here is what makes this house. Remember, there's the beam here that caused a problem. We want it to be just completely open. We didn't want something coming down because really we want them to focus on one of the nicest living rooms we've ever built. Look how nice the fireplace wall is with the scalloped white oak, Taj Mahal mantle, floating shelves that are lit up. Then from there you look out these incredible, huge windows out at the valley. It's hard to beat this. We also have a crazy nice ceiling accent up here in the living room that's subtle, that doesn't take away from the white oak beams. These pendants land on these white oak beams perfectly. There was so many things that had to be meticulously planned to make this perfect, especially for a Parade of Home. Not to mention, this home has to sell. This is our spec home. This thing, we can't sit on this forever, so here we go. Well, let me show you some of the features in the kitchen. So first time the cabinet company has ever done an arched panel for a fridge. So you got the fridge here, you got the freezer here, and then look at the reeded next to it. So you have these two reeded panels next to this archway. It's all white oak. I love this wall. Then over here, you have this nice arched glass. It is lit so you can put nice decorations here. One thing, if someone didn't want it, you know, clear, we can easily frost, but it'd still be nice to have it lit up and not dark. Love the read it above the arch. You have white oak beams. This hood's awesome. Look at this 48-inch range. It's cafe. Then across the 48-inch range, you have this custom Taj Mahal sink, 48 inches. We wanted it so, you know, all the dirty things stay in the sink. So there is actually a shelf here that you can put your scrub daddy. You know, you don't want to put sponges and things on a prep area or where you serve, especially on an island. All the dirty things need to stay in the sink. This is one of my favorite things in this kitchen. Now, beyond this Taj Mahal 14-foot island that's waterfall on each edge, another thing we got to mention in this kitchen is this Cambria backsplash that has this shelf where you can put your spices on here. So instead of having to open a drawer to, you know, grab spices with your dirty hands, you just grab it, easily season, put it back. This is so nice. Another thing that I love about this kitchen is these round outlets. I think they're so nice the way that they're flush with the backsplash. And really, we could have done a different color to blend in more, but we wanted them to stand out for the parade, so that's why they're black. Can't get enough of this kitchen, this 14-foot island. The fact that you have this waterfall, I mean, it's so beautiful behind me. And then here next to it is this dining room that has a beautiful light, radius beam. Once again, all white oak. The LED strip in the middle of this radius beam was a challenge to figure it out, but it paid off. And then we Venetian plastered it. At nighttime, it actually has more contrast. It kind of reminds me of like the moon. So much to love in this dining room. But right next to the dining room, we can move into the butler's pantry, which has two cool things. So here you have, this is a dishwasher, and then here's a fridge. What I love about this is this door swings the right way, so if you're out on the covered patio, you can actually grab a drink without having to step inside the house. Then you can have a coffee maker, blender here. You know, you can literally do all that, put it in the dishwasher, and just keep everything in this space. The view out this window is incredible. Actually, this is one of my favorite lights personally. I love the leather straps on it and the gold, and then this bubble glass. That thing's sweet. What I love in here is you got the two-tone with the white cabinets that's two-toned with the white oak, and then you have the black, so I guess we call it three-tone. Now the black metal trim, then we lit up the white oak. Really love how this turned out. They actually first told me that they don't do, you know, the black metal trim, you know, doors with the glass, but then I was like, 2 weeks later after I asked them that, they then started doing it, so we got it in. The second thing I love about this butler's pantry is that this is actually not a regular cabinet door. So we're actually gonna walk through here, and once we get through here, you're in a hidden pantry. And this thing is pretty large. So another thing I love about this pantry is actually this Costco door. Well, let me show you how it works. You just get done shopping. Now I'm in the garage. I'm gonna put all of my groceries in through the Costco door. I don't have to walk around the kitchen. I can just get it all into the pantry, and I have multiple shelves to put groceries in. This thing is a great feature of this home. So now that you've seen the hidden pantry, let's go check out this deck that is right off the butler's pantry. This is great. So you got the covered deck here, which you have to have in Utah because it's so hot in the summer. Being out here, you can barbecue. We have an outlet for a smoker. We also have a gas line here, so if you have a gas barbecuer, you got both connections here ready for you. Then on this, you gotta have Trex deck, but then also, you know, you can actually, there's a door here to enter from the garage. So if I just got back, grab some hamburger meat from the grocery store, I can walk from the garage directly onto the covered deck and start barbecuing. I love that layout. On this covered deck, when it comes to design, I love the fact that we have the brick, we have the soffit, and the stucco. These three different textures, you know, the metal, the stucco, the brick. I think they complement each other really nicely, especially the color choices we picked. Off the kitchen here, you're gonna see this nice archway here, which then leads into a mudroom. So on the left of us is the laundry room, and then right behind me is lockers, What I love about these lockers is you got this metal grate here, and this is actually for you to put your shoes. And since it's a metal grate, it's ventilated so your shoes don't get stinky in there. Then, you know, you obviously got coat racks, you got the lockers behind me, you got a bench to sit down. This is a great entryway from the garage. And then from there, if I'm really muddy, I actually have a sink in this laundry room, and this laundry room is awesome. Come look at it. This is a dream laundry room with the way that everything complements each other. This matte black countertop that you have literally a prep area above your washer and dryer. I love the two-tone with the smoky blue, white oak, the floating shelves. This tile here goes all the way to the ceiling. What a great backsplash. And it has a sink. Everything you need in a laundry room. I love this room so much, I think I just want to start doing laundry for the family. You see in the laundry room, you got the lockers here. This is the garage door. So right when you come in from the garage, you got a half bath to the right. This is a sweet pocket door. It has soft close and soft open, which is something you don't see in a lot of pocket doors. And everybody that has a pocket door knows what a problem they are. So this really helps it coming off the rails, the fact that it never slams. Then you can see in this half bath, we have done this sweet scalloped and then this nice straw texture wallpaper. And then you have a vanity. Once again, we love Cambria. Cambria countertops. You have a vessel sink. You have the faucet coming off the wall. This bathroom, there's a lot of detail. What's not to love? So right here is actually the garage. But one thing before we go in the garage, look at this spoke door handle. This thing is cool. Right off the bat, you open the door in this front room here, which is actually the library we created. It is so nice. You have this swing here, and then look at all the cabinets that we've added, and we've backlit them so it's really cozy. You can actually have it like a sunset mode or really any fun color you want, but typically during the day, we just keep it white. Here, you just look at your phone, read a book. You have people on the custom bench in front of you and just talking. This is a room that we didn't want to be like a cold office. We really want it to be a place you'd want to hang out. Now you've seen the library, come check out the mother-in-law primary bedroom. So you take a left from the front door, you walk through here, you have this beautiful window getting into it, which they're gonna love. Then you walk into here, you have this beautiful archway, and then on top of that, this chandelier is one of the nicest chandeliers in the house, definitely in cost-wise. And then my favorite tile we've ever installed in a bathroom is actually this mosaic tile that is right in this archway. What I love about this niche is you have this beautiful green, you have the light shining down, the countertop here. I think it really just finished this archway, and then you have the 24 by 48 tile. This is one of my favorite bathrooms we've ever done. Can't be a primary bedroom without a nice walk-in closet. So in all the walk-in closets here, there's actually a motion sensor light. So right when you open the door, this light turns on, and then when you leave, it's gonna turn off, which is really nice. For one, you don't ever have to try to find a light switch. And two, you don't have to worry about leaving a closet light on. So this is a nice feature that we put in all the homes. Let's go upstairs. Some of the best views are up here. As I mentioned, some of the best views are up here, and this swing has them. So right here, if I sit down on this swing, I can either look at the mountains or I can look at the valley. So my brother and I, we always have this argument. I actually prefer looking at the valley. He prefers looking at the mountains. So this space in the house satisfies both of us. This is a great space to hang out, take a nap. This is the spot. Then from this swing, I come over here and I have the Rapunzel balcony. This thing would be, if I was a kid and my sister had a date, I would grab water balloons. I'll be chucking water balloons down at her date. Because we already got the covered deck for the valley views, but here is where you would sit out, have a cup of tea, coffee, enjoy these mountain views. We actually have this really nice French theme tile here. We actually also put a wire in there, so heat tape, so they would never freeze when it snows here and it starts to melt. We don't want to freeze the drain, so we got a drain, we got heat tape, we're ready for winter. When you're building a $2 million house, one thing you might find a couple buyers might have is a grand piano. This is a self-playing piano, which is really cool. One thing I love is actually in this location here, if I was to play myself, I'd be looking out at the mountain view while playing piano. If the piano wasn't here, we actually have an outlet too, so this could be a nice desk area to be doing paperwork, or on your computer, you could look out at the view. Beyond the piano, really cool thing about this space is this area. This area was meant for the kids. So there's 2 bedrooms up here. You want a space for the kids to hang out, so then you can still have the main floor. One thing in this space though, the designer we went back and forth on, was that little accent. So I had extra material. I didn't want to go to waste, especially it was $7,000 for just that white oak scallop material. So I'm like, I got to use it somewhere. And I thought that wall was pretty plain. The designer wasn't so keen on it, but then once when I had it installed anyways, she said that she loves it. I think it's one of my favorite accent walls in the house. I just like that it's a band. Instead of going from floor to like a third way up the wall, I like that we just did almost like a wedding band. I think it's stunning, it's simple, and it looks good. So many people were asking about this TV, the fact that we were able to have this white oak frame. It just happened to turn out perfect. Through the hallway, you got 2 bedrooms. This one here has a nice French blue that literally has an accent wall where it's squares inside the squares. I think it's sweet. If you thought the accent was cool in this bedroom, I think this one's even more unique. So we had to get a 4x8 sheet, router it out to do these arches. We wasted most of the material, and then for us to do baseless, we actually had to install the carpet, come back, and then have the sheetrockers, put the sheetrock in, smash it to the carpet, have the painters come back, and hope we didn't ruin the carpet. It was a lot of work, but I think it's worth it. Across the hall from that bedroom is one of my favorite bathrooms. You gotta check out this tile. So the tile in this bathroom is actually, looks like wood, but it is tile. And then it's wall-to-wall niche. It has this light up top. You have the 45s, 24 by 48. Forget doing 12 by 24. This is the new standard. You have no Schluter here, all 45, a place to put your shampoos. This is an incredible bathroom. Then on top of this looking so nice, you have right here, this is Cambria again, you have the 3 bullnose that have been stuck together, that have been glued together, and then this wave. This is a really cool countertop. So one thing is this thermostat here. I had so many people during the parade ask me where I got that thermostat. Everybody thought it was some fancy custom thermostat. It really is just the next generation of Google Nest thermostats. One of the things that we thought about with this upstairs space is we're like, okay, if the kids are supposed to stay up here and have their friends up here, we wanted them to have a bathroom that the friends could use, that they didn't have to go into the back where they have like their toiletries, their shampoos, where they get ready. So we added this little half bath here where guests could use. And then one thing that's special about this is I love this checkered board tile. This wallpaper is pretty unique. I mean, wallpaper just seems like it keeps coming back. And then Cambria again. I honestly thought this faucet was pretty unique. It's like a wheel spoke. The painting here, well, it's actually a vinyl sticker. People kept mentioning it. They're like, what is, do you have someone come custom paint that? And I'm like, no, it's just vinyl sticker. But it turned out nice. We almost actually put a frame around it, but we thought it did look like it was painted on the wall, so we didn't. What I like about the ceiling treatment here is it's actually subtle. So, you can kind of almost miss it if you're not paying attention, but then when you notice it, you can see how custom it is. You have the circles that go to diamonds. It is really cool. It really adds a lot to that living room. Now come check out the master bedroom. Now this is one of those rooms that you want to make sure you get right. Up above, you have these epoxy river beams, which, we built an epoxy table, and I was like, okay, everybody loves epoxy tables. Why aren't there epoxy beams? So we went out and had this designed. So if you look here, this matches the chandelier perfect, but with this remote, you can have it any color you want. The best way I can describe it when you have it orange is like when you've had a nice fireplace at a campsite and you have those embers left, that's what it looks like just glowing above at nighttime. It is so spectacular when you're watching TV. It's something you'd have to see to really appreciate. Another thing, this master bedroom, we wanted an accent wall that didn't take away from these awesome custom beams. So we did this, we painted these white, we did scalloped arches, and we made it more subtle, but definitely still classy for a $2 million house. Now we're on to the master bathroom. You got to come check this out. So here, this floor here is all heated. You can see the herringbone is incredible. This took a lot of time for the tile guy to lay herringbone. Here's a controller for the heated floors. It goes all the way to the toilet. Another thing that makes this so special is look at this custom scallop backsplash. The countertop guy said it took him 4 to 5 guys by hand, probably 2 weeks. Not to mention, it was so difficult, he told me not to call him again. He says, you have me do things that no one else has me do. But I take that as a compliment because we want to be as custom as we can. So appreciate it, because we also did scalloped and white oak. We have it in the door handles and we have it in the countertop. So that whole architecture theme goes throughout the house. Now back to those scallops that we love. Look right here. This is a custom bench made that's all scalloped with an LED light underneath. This thing is incredible and it's going nowhere. We literally reinforced steel beams underneath, so this thing's not gonna move. It's gonna be here and it's floating, which makes it awesome. This tub has literally some of the best views in the entire house, but the problem is if I got up right now, hey, the neighbors might have a view. To fix that, we put click glass windows in, and you're gonna see here now it's instantly frosted. Cool thing about these is default is frosted, so if the power went out or anything, you don't have to worry about showing your neighbors because it would instantly go frosted. To appreciate the tile, you have to actually look at all these 45s. So instead of doing Schluter, that metal piece of trim around the window, we actually 45'd it, which is a lot harder on the tile guy, but it turns out so nice to look more like one solid piece of tile. We really like this, and then also the penny tile on the floor. Now when you come in here to this walk-in closet, one of my favorite things is actually right here having a washer and dryer combo in the walk-in closet. Now this one's special because you actually put all the soap in here, and then it literally smart dispenses, and it is actually a heat pump. So really, you don't need a dryer vent, you don't need a 210. This runs on 110, and literally you put your clothes in and then you take them out dry. I can't tell you how many times I've had problems with putting my clothes in, forgetting, coming back there mildew, I have to rewash them again. So this thing's a game changer for me. So here you got the throne room. We've also put an outlet in there, so if you're gonna have a bidet, you have the option. Always important to put those in a $2 million house. Then here you got plenty of storage all throughout here, a place to do makeup. It's a great bathroom. We're here at the award ceremony. This is a big moment for us. Well, might be. We'll see if we win.
Well, it's awesome because Judge's Choice, you're judged by your peers, so it's you and the other builders. It's people who are professionals in the industry doing the same thing you are, and it just shows what kind of caliber of home you can build.
And everybody's grinding to get this.
Everybody.
I'm kind of nervous. So either way, whoever the outcome is, we'll be happy for them if they won. But we're still hoping to win.
Yeah, they always want to win. It's an awesome celebration though, and has a lot of good food from family and friends, and a lot of all the subcontractors, all the builders are here, so it's gonna be a good event.
Or is Dad gonna win? I hope so. I know, they've done such a good job of the parade. You guys work so hard.
First off, we want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting the home builders. There's a really good reason why the Utah Valley Home Builders has the best parade in the nation, and it's because we have the best builders in the nation. It's amazing how tight the loading is, but it was by their peers, so you should be pretty proud of you.
There it is.
The winner is home number 41, Bastion Home. Congratulations.
got the award. We did it. I mean, I was nervous, and I'm pumped.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure we were gonna win. There are a lot of good homes in our category. We all put in a lot of hard work and effort, but this year we took it.
Got it. Taking it home.